Welcome to Tabletop Dynasties Indie Spotlight. In these episodes, we explore the work of games creators who have taken it upon themselves to give back to the community by mapping out unique worlds and systems to share with roleplayers of all skill levels. Tonight, we look at the work of Bogdan Constantinescu and his game, Grey Cells. In Grey Cells, you take on the role of gumshoe-style investigators, working hard to crack cases and bring home the bacon in a cutthroat world of deadly dames and mean crooks. Grey Cells primarily runs on a D6 system, but also uses keywords to streamline characters and create building blocks that can be used to influence narrative as desired by the participants. This two-session game revolves around a mystery brought to the shot-in-the-dark detective agency and its eclectic group of specialists, all desperate to turn a dime and see justice served with a side of toast, maybe some eggs, a bowl of chili, and coffee so black it makes Lucifer's soul seem pure as the driven snow.
You're all members of the same investigative agency for the purposes of this adventure. So whatever you were before, you find yourself on hard times. Because having to make a living, trying to work cases in 1940s Brooklyn, it's a tough racket, as you're about to find out. So, tell me about your office. What's your detective agency called?
Shot in the dark.
Shot in the dark. Nice. Shot in the dark PIs. And where's your office located? Is it like in a big building with like one tiny corner is you, or do you have a small house, or how is it set up?
It's in a pretty dodgy part of town. It's in it's almost like an old apartment building that's kind of half used. It's now used for offices. It's relatively spacious, but that's because it's pretty shit.
It's the kind of place where the rats pay more rent than you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Hey, I don't live there. I just am the caretaker of the building.
All right. So, you can be landlord if you want.
I made it big.
Nice. You got places with stocks.
This detective racket's more like a hobby for me.
Yeah, you're semi-retired at this point. But that's all right. So it is in this dinky part of town where the shot in the dark detective agency rests. The simple wooden frame of the door and the glass panel with the stitched lettering. It's not stitched, with the painted lettering. And through the door walks a lady. Could you draw card number 1, please? Show it to everyone. Yeah. A woman walks in. A knockout by any definition of the term, wearing a smart dress and looking far out of place in this neck of the woods. She knocks on the door. Who answers it?
Alright, put the broom aside. Say, hey lady.
Hello. Is this shot in the dark?
Sure, yeah, well, come on in. We got what you need. We can help you. I'll find the detective. JJ!
She hands you her bag and walks in. So yeah, the ceiling fan spins lazily overhead as she takes a seat in the one good seat in the whole apartment. And one of you sits opposite her. Who is it? Who greets her?
What do you use to keep your skin so moist? Is it ginger root? Is it arrowbane?
It's nothing you can afford, honey.
I'll have to consult my crystals.
So, you lot came recommended, though I start to imagine why. Still, it's results I'm after, and what I need is dirty business, and it looks like that's what you lot excel at.
Hey, I mean, I try my best to keep it clean. I am Chops Mackenzie, and I am a 45-year-old rug around the edges kind of guy. I wear like a striped shirt, some suspenders, pants up to here, and some shoes that are probably a little shinier than they should be. I clutch an old crumpled Stetson to my chest. I
Nice.
see a old wedding ring with 5 rubies set in it. Might
That's
be
a
a
lot of
secret
rubies.
society ring. Maybe not. Who knows?
Nice. How are you dressed? Because I imagine it's quite a bit different.
I am wearing a golden purple sari that I got from my last trip to India.
Perfect. Well, you look slightly... What she's wearing, I mean, it's pretty fancy. It's not quite as outlandish as what you've got on, but... No, like, she appreciates the stitching, you know? Stitching's my word of the day today. Anyway, so yes, you take a seat opposite.
Yeah, I lean back and hold and just go.
Mm-hmm. And she says, "It's my husband. He's been out and about. On
Don't
the
tell me.
prowl."
He's been out and about on the prowl.
He freaks me out every time he does this.
Uncanny. No. He hasn't always been faithful, and I'm afraid that he's up to his old tricks. Now I need you lot to follow and to find out where he's been going, who he's been meeting with. If I'm gonna leave this man, I'm gonna need some evidence. I'm gonna need something to go on.
Well, even if we can't sort it out so we can find all the evidence you need, we'll make sure you've got a good backup plan.
I'm sure I don't understand your meeting, sir.
I take my ring off and put it in my pocket.
She digs into her purse. Oh, wait, you've got her purse. I do. Can I have my purse, please? Does it still have all the money in there?
I'm still flabbergasted that someone like that would be in this environment.
All right, she reaches in and produces a photo. Could you flip card number 2, please?
Dun, dun, dun.
It's my husband, Lucas. He's a banker, and you're not likely to find a more boring soul in this city. Still, well, men have their pleasures, do they not? He works downtown at Scott and Morrison's. Wow, that just came out.
Does he work particularly long hours?
He's a banker, honey. They all do.
But does he work suspiciously long hours?
I know when he comes home, and he has been staying out far too long.
Mm-hmm.
Does your husband have any known criminal associates?
I'd be very impressed if he did. Hell, if he did, I might even stay with him. But no. No, the man counts money all day. His entire job is separating people from theirs.
And when he's not at work or at home, where is he?
Well, sometimes he goes out drinking with his friends, but more often than not, he's got nowhere else to be.
Any particular establishment?
She gives you the name of a place in, like, central town.
I'm gonna call it the Twinkie Dinks.
The Tweaky Dinks. Anyway, I'm going to pay you a small retainer. Of course, you'll get the rest of your sum after you find him. After you get what I need. Is there anything else I can provide for you?
Yeah. Could you tell us some of his friends that he might have been hanging around with?
Well, he's only got one man I would consider his friend. His name's Brian Carlson. Could you draw card number 4? He works at the bank. They work pretty close. They've known each other for a number of years. He doesn't have a lot of friends, but I think Brian's one of the few he'd call one. Anyway, I just want this whole business to be done with. So, I bid you, ladies and gentlemen, a good day. Alright. So, she rises from her seat in one smooth motion.
Miss,
Teresa.
Teresa, if we happen to need to call on you for any reason, like extended payments, or perhaps any other information, or if you have any issues, where would we find you exactly?
Of course. Let me give my home number. She gives you a phone number, which, yeah, you can call whenever you like.
And is that an address attached to this number, or you have some kind of fancy telephone that you carry with you?
I'm afraid I don't know you that well, sir. And don't worry, you'll be paid in full. Anyway, so she turns on a heel and like sachets out of the building. I'm sure a lot of you watch her retreating figure out the door, and as the door shuts, you find yourselves alone. Where do you go from here? So you've got a case, the first client you've landed in probably a couple of weeks. What's your first step?
Well,
I should have read her palms.
Damn it. Did she actually say what type of evidence she wanted? Like photos?
So I'm going to say photos will do. It's 1940s, so cameras are not exactly of the standard we're imagining for today, but they're probably good enough to catch them in the act.
So we just need for them to stay there for about half an hour.
Yeah,
Don't
while you
move.
set it up, put the hood over yourself. Like, no, they had hand cameras. I did research. They're just, you need pretty good conditions to use them. So if it's like across the street from your car into like a window or something, you're not going to make out anything. But yeah, that's what you've got to work with.
all right. Well, JJ, you're the detective here.
Well,
I don't mind going down and checking out old Twinkie Dinks. I can have a look at the bar, make sure it's kosher, you know what I mean?
you're not allowed at Twinkie Dinks anymore after last time.
Hey, they won't recognize me if I wear this fetching moustache. And I pull out something from Dusty's disguise kit that I swiped earlier.
You call it a disguise kit, but it's probably just a lot of weird paraphernalia.
I just thought, I was impressed.
You think it's jewelry, but those crystals have mystical purposes.
I knew you would be impressed. That's why I let you do it.
Oh, it was like a bejeweled moustache.
Yeah, the moustache smells suspiciously of goat. You're not sure what's up with that, but you're sure it's fine.
Well,
Right.
either way, I say we have to either go to the bar and maybe check out his work.
What time of day is it?
Yeah.
It's in the afternoon, and it's
So-
during a weekday, so he'd probably still be at
He'd
work
be up.
right now.
We could tail him afterwards.
Feel like opening a bank account?
Mm.
Not a terrible idea.
Anybody got
I'm a
money?
bit thin at the moment. Maybe not me.
I mean, I'm sure we could just go in and make some general inquiries.
Absolutely. All right. So, a lot of you, how do you move around the city? Do you have like a company car, which is probably just one of yours that was been repurposed, or do you take the bus?
Yeah, I have an old beat up thing that I often ferry all of us around in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I only have a motorcycle and a boat.
Betty, they're being
So
cleaned
practical.
right now.
No, the boat's fine. I just don't normally use it. It's good on the river.
Yeah, it's not too great in the city. So Betty,
Yes.
so your car's probably like something that used to be in a police impound.
Got real
Something.
cheap at an auction.
Yeah. Something that the owner never showed up and was like released, and you got it before you were dismissed from the force for whatever reason that may be.
We don't need to go into that.
Yeah, that's in the past, and we leave the past behind us. All right, so a lot of you load into the car, and it's like this really square box of a car, a family mover, and you move on down into Midtown. You arrive at Scott and Morrison's, which is the least trustworthy bank I've ever seen, and yeah, it's a pretty imposing structure, like these temples to commerce, where even now people of all stripes are walking in and out. Some of them are dressed to kill, some of them dressed like, well, a lot like you are. But even so, like, you can walk on in. No one's dressed like you are. Yeah, Dusty certainly cuts a unique figure.
The stars warned me about this place.
hear they do good pensions here.
I mean, so you can make an education check if you want to see what the stars exactly warned you about. So if you want to know more about the establishment,
Uncanny. Just like I said.
I will do that.
yeah. So difficulty is going to be 4. So
2 successes.
cool. So for the benefit of our viewers, I say the difficulty. They roll dice equal to their score in the attribute, and then any die that's equal
What
to
kind of dice do we roll?
D6.
Oh.
My favorite kind of dice. No, D12s are my favorite dice. But it's hard to make a game with D12s. So, yeah, every die you get that's equal to or above the value is a good dice. If for a regular check you get 2 good dice, that's a full success, and that's what you just got. So, Scott and Morrison's, they have a decent reputation in town. Like, they've been open for, like, going on 20 years. And when it comes to holding people's money, they do it with the best of them. They haven't been embroiled in any particular scandals, and they're just kind of like, they toe the line, they just take people's money and quietly make a massive profit. Like most banks do. But yes, there's no, like, any weird connections that spring to mind.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're going to open an account here, you can think of worse places to open one.
Guess I walk up to the
teller.
the teller and just go, "Hi, I'm here to see Lucas Mosley."
Oh, Mr. Mosley. Hold on, I'll just check if he's busy right now. The lady picks up a phone and just dials an intercom. Says, "Excuse me, sir. There's a sorry, honey. What was your name?"
Jeff Buckley.
There's Jeff Buckley here to see you.
You lied.
Do you have an appointment, sir?
No.
He doesn't have an appointment, sir.
Does Justice have an appointment?
The superhero house.
There's also a Mr. Justice here. He doesn't have an appointment either.
I lean over and say, I put my... You tell him it's important medical news about his wife. I'm gonna try and convince her that that's a good idea.
All right. So, if you don't have any evidence for this, there are some powers that allow you to lie to people more effectively. But generally, if you don't have actual evidence to throw at people, they will either believe you or they won't. Fortunately, this person doesn't give a shit. So,
They will not pull out the underpants.
something about your wife. All right, I'll let them know. Mr. Mosley's booked up for the rest of the day. I'm sorry, but if you want to make an appointment, I'm sure I can pencil you in.
Yeah, we could come back tomorrow. Yeah. Anyone gonna get anything
Yeah.
tomorrow?
Hold on, let me just check here. She pulls out several reams of paper.
Wait, are we all there?
Apparently, we're all there.
Yeah, apparently you're all just at the desk.
So you started talking to us. Are you yelling at us across the room?
Didn't think beforehand. I just went, "Oh, I'll do this."
I'm sure you're all just piling together. You're just huddled around the teller's counter.
Yeah, we all have news.
We all have news. It's very important. You gotta tell him about his wife. You gotta open an account. It's crazy. So yeah, she opens up this ream of paper, this huge book, and it's scans through it. It looks like appointments and whatever else. And she's like, I can pencil you in for something 2 weeks from now. Does that work for you?
Can I see what's written on the book?
Absolutely, you can.
Cool.
Give me an observation check. Difficulty 5.
1.
So it's partial. All right. So you look at her finger as it's going through, and you see that it's like a ledger of appointments and whatever else. And you see the section where Lucas Mosley's appointments are, and there's a bunch of stuff there. You don't get a close enough look at it to figure out exactly what he's got on, but you know where it is, and it'll be, if you can get your hands on this document, it'll be easy for you next time to find out exactly what you need.
Right, so we just punch her and run?
It is still a bank.
I go,
I'm going to
I
faint.
love punch and rum. It's my favorite. And I go, say, darling. And I lean over onto the book like this.
Uh-huh.
And you're a looker, eh?
She points up at a sign, just no It's like no X, no Y, no flirting.
I'm like, oh,
Company policy,
I'm so
honey.
sorry, and I'm gonna try and steal, because I steal things, right?
Right.
It's something I'm
He's
gonna...
kind of try to like cough and like rip the page.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. No, I'm actually gonna step on his toes.
All right.
Bam!
So give me an agility check opposed by her observation, which isn't going to be great. So difficulty is going to be 4.
Years of wargaming, come to me now! Yeah, I got a 5 and a 6. That's
Nice.
two.
So it's a full success. So, yeah. It all kind of happens at once. You step on his toe, you yelp, you faint, you cough, you look on perplexed, and then there's a sheet torn.
I was hoping it all happened simultaneously, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, it does all happen at once, which is why it slips past her radar.
Alright.
Alright, so, well, I mean, if you want, I can try to pencil you in.
Yeah, look, and I flip the page over
Uh-huh,
to 2 weeks. I'm like, this one is fine.
Alright, so it's that's a Jeff Buckley and friends.
And
Your
friends.
family,
Yeah.
company, that kind of thing.
It's a
Yeah.
company account. Company account.
Company.
Yeah, we
Oh,
want to
very
open
good,
up
very
a
good.
good pension.
I'm sure he'll be very interested in that. Okay. Well, if there's anything I can help you with, just let me know. Otherwise, y'all have a good day now.
Could you show me where the ladies is? I know we don't have an appointment today, but could you show me?
Oh, of course. There's a public restroom just down there.
Is that actually in this building, or is she
Yeah.
getting this out? Yeah.
Oh no. Like it's in the like public part of
Okay,
the
so,
bank
yeah.
because often people just have to wait for hours to see
and
anyone.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not going to really get us any further. I want to go for a wander before we leave.
Sure. Okay. So it's gonna be hard to get into like the private area.
Can I suss out where that is, though,
Give
and
me-
how it's blocked?
Yeah. Give me an observation check, please. Difficulty 3. Oh,
Bye.
that's gone bye-bye.
Well, that was bad.
And that was a 2.
That was a 2, so they were both bad.
So yeah,
I see
there's
nothing.
so there's a lot of people dressed like they could be bankers.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people in suits, a lot of people. There's a couple of people with those accountant hats and whatever, and they're moving through several doors and upstairs. It looks like there's a lot of ways to go
It's a
from
big-
here, and a lot of them also have like security guards
Mm-hmm,
or just like the impassable little tape. Yeah, like the little banister thing.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you can't find like an opening
Mm-hmm.
in the patrols or anything. Not that they're patrols, they're just standing next to them, which is
Okay.
why it's so hard. Okay, so you've got a page from this schedule, and yeah, you see that it's like an appointments for him that have been scheduled or whatever, or that
We're
he's
not going to look
penciled
at it
in.
in the bank.
Oh, of course not.
Let's go to Twinkie Dinks.
Yes.
Let's go to the
Absolutely.
parking lot of Twinkie Dinks.
Mm-hmm.
Shops.
It's the daytime. Our people aren't there. We can just hang out. We gotta have a reason to hang out.
Yeah.
One more of a reason. Look over this.
Sure.
All right.
So you put on your goat hair moustache, and you all go down to Twinkie Dinks. The place, like, it's near a bank, so they get some wealthy customers, which means they can overcharge for their drinks like a boss, and that means the furnishings are pretty nice. Like, there's a big glass facade at the front, which light spills into. It's done up in like an Irish style, so there's a lot of green padding and whatever else, and mahogany counters, that kind of thing. Behind the bar, there's just a whole lot of bottles, just like racks upon racks. Some of them look mighty fine, and all of them look way out of your price range. So, there's a couple of people that are here at the bar, at the tables, not that many, and the bartender is obviously polishing a glass.
Could I have a gin and tonic? Hold the gin.
So, just a tonic then.
I'm pretty skinned.
Well, one tonic coming right up. Yeah, the guy turns around and like works with his bottles, and you get a tonic with like a spritz of lemon and like a wedge of lime, that kind of thing. That'll be $4. Which in 1940 money, it's like way more than it should be. So it's like maybe $1.20. I don't know.
Have you ever had your palms read before?
I have actually. It's how I got this job.
I surreptitiously hand him the pot of red paint.
You just have a pot of red paint.
Yeah, he does this often. Just hand
Made his murder.
I gotta lean over the counter and say, how old does this guy look?
He was like mid-30s.
Say,
He was
got
kind of
children,
grizzled.
right?
Oh, yeah, I got a daughter.
Yeah, I got a daughter too. You know, my daughter, she's been running around with maybe some people I heard hang around here quite a bit, to be honest. And you know, there's a
If she's hanging around with this crowd, I wouldn't worry about anything. No one here is going to try anything.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, 'cause I think the guy might have knocked her up, you know. And
These guys?
yeah, man, they're not as nice as you think sometimes, you know.
Alright, whatever you say.
I get around, they get around, but like, I'm just trying to find this guy. His name, a guy called Lucas.
Lucas?
Not Lucas, sorry.
No, it is Lucas.
That's the, oh yeah, Lucas Mosley.
Yeah, Lucas, he comes in. I know him.
Yeah,
But he's
Look,
not
I
the
don't
kind.
know if it was him or some friend of his, but she was out at one of the other bars downtown, and apparently they hang out here. And you know, I want to know if you know anything about this guy, or you know.
Look, all I know is that half the guys that come in here don't have enough imagination to try anything like that. Much less the presence to do it. If your daughter's anything like mine, it's gotta be. I'm imagining she met the guy somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe she's just holding out on me or something. I don't know, trying to blame someone with money so I can get me in trouble.
Oh.
You know what women are like, right?
No, daughters are hard, buddy. I feel you. Here. He pours you something from like the bottom shelf. Here, this one's on me.
Thanks. I give him a $5 tip.
Nice. There you go. All right, another cup of your drink as well. It's fine. So yeah, unless it's like a significant expense,
Just
cash
like water.
doesn't matter. So
Both
yeah,
ways.
you can buy drinks as
I
you
buy
like.
a $5 drink for all these people.
Nice. Oh, now you're pushing it. So yeah, so you can all like get a table or sit at the bar and look at this torn sheet.
Let's get a booth.
Booth?
Is there a booth?
Yep, definitely is a booth.
Yeah, let's get a booth.
All right. So yeah, like there's a light lounge music playing as you all settle in with your drinks, and you're just like straight tonic. I mean, the lemon helps, but it's still kind of gross. And
Cassia bark. It cleanses me.
and yeah, you take a look at this page, and you see like a whole bunch of names with like time slots and whatever else let into them. One, usually it's got full names. But one of the entries is just LC, and it's he met with this person a couple of times over the past couple of days.
Does it say when?
Usually, it varies a bit. So it's usually like in the afternoon or evening.
But not when?
No. No, like these appointments, from what you can tell. In fact, why don't you give me an education check looking at this? Whoever wants to, or everyone can. The difficulty is going to be 4. Rolling dice is fun.
I'll let the
successes.
thinkers
One
handle
One
this.
success.
Hey, the scientist got it. Alright, so, yeah, you look at it, and you see that you know a little bit about how banks work, because once upon a time you had money. And, yeah, this is kind of like his schedule, which is kept for reference. And sometimes these people will come in to see him, sometimes he will go out to see them. This is just like a record for when they can book them in. So like, to find out where he'd be meeting this person, we'd have to like go into his personal stuff or find it somewhere else.
But just want to point out, guys, this guy leaves the office at least once a day. Like at least, right?
Oh, sure.
He's not stuck in here all day. He's going in and out, in and out. We could just stake out the place tomorrow. I mean, hell, we could probably go back now. The sun's not down. You can go out some point. We can tail him to a location. We might be able to get him alone.
Yeah, I mean, you can just tail him for the rest of the day, basically.
Yeah. We're detectives, right?
Mhm.
That's what we do, right? And we're the best damn detectives in town.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
All right. So, Chops, those notes are really good. So Chops gives that stirring speech, and a lot of you kind of grumble your assent. And as you finish your drinks, you then go back to your car, because that's exactly what you do after you have a drink. And yeah, you sit just like out front of the bank in your car, sipping what's left of your drinks, and wait for Lucas to come out.
I'm glad they threw these glasses in for free. It's real crystal, you know.
Yeah, it's good stuff. They like
Use this
it.
for divination.
So, can you give me a tail check? So just to wait until he comes out, and then go after him. So, let's have one person do it. Whoever's the best at agility.
I have 2.
Yep,
Oh,
you
you have
can.
3.
Yep, so 2, and you've got other people helping you. So get a bonus die from all the help you're getting. Typically, so this guy, he's a banker, so he's probably pretty perceptive, but he's not that perceptive. Like, because he's also a very dull individual.
Well, I've also got my moustache.
And you've got the moustache on, so you're like,
So I get an extra dice.
impenetrable when you have advantage, no matter how much advantage you have, you only ever get 1 extra die.
Alright,
So
that's
people helping you is the advantage.
I
So
will-
difficulty is going to be 4.
Once more, summon the gods of gaming.
Go gaming gods. What do you
3.
got for me? Cool. All right, so you've got some options on the tail that you can spend those dice on. So you can see where they go, you can see who they meet with, and you can see if someone is following them.
Guys?
Shall we start with seeing where they go?
Mhm.
Oh, no.
Well,
Well,
See who they meet with?
yeah.
yeah, I
yeah.
say
Uh,
them
just so
together.
that-
There they go as well.
LC.
He wasn't scheduled to meet LC today.
See where he goes.
Well,
then,
do
if
we
it's
have
not
his
gonna be-
schedule for tomorrow? Slash the
Yeah,
next
you probably
couple
do.
of-
You probably
yeah,
do.
Yeah. Is LC, like, do we have a schedule for meeting LC in the near future?
Yeah, so LC, apparently he's booked her in for, booked them, in for tomorrow at about 6
Okay.
AM.
PM. So it's like usually after closing time. But bankers work late sometimes. Not suspicious at all. So, yeah. So you want to see where he goes, right?
Do we? Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you how long can we hold on to these successes for?
Basically, you can. So, you can see where he goes, and then we can follow the plot there. And then later on, you can go back and like, wait a minute, did he meet with anyone else that's important? So even if we've gone after that point narratively, you can still get information from those dice.
Yeah, so we've
if
got
it's important.
you've got 3 successes there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
theoretically, can we do all 3 of these things?
You can do one thing 3 times if you want.
Right.
But we can
not
do
that
3
it-
things that appear on this list.
Yes.
Any combination.
Related
Yes.
to right now.
Relate to this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So, let's do all of it.
See where they go.
let's do all
Sure.
of it.
In this case, what is on his schedule for right now?
Yeah. So there's a couple of names, some of which are
is it-
vaguely.
Just for today, what's it? Because we could save this tale until a point today. Any point today, really, right?
Sure.
Okay. So what's on his list for today?
A bunch of stuff. Like, it's all a bunch of names, some of which sound important, some of which not so much. It's hard to tell from the names unless you, like, do an education check to see if you recognize anyone on that list.
I'm not the brains. Hey, brains, have a look at this. Does any of this look important to you?
So difficulty is going to be 5.
I'm gonna rub
you
some
wanna-
olive oil on the
Yep.
on the planner.
I'm gonna help you, but without the olive oil.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you're going to take the olive oil away from him and help in that way.
Is it gonna help if I paint this boy's hands red?
Right. So, you have
Yeah.
education 3, right?
3, yeah.
Yep, and you
I
can add an
assist.
extra die into
Yeah.
that. Difficulty 5.
I'm not very useful.
1 success.
1 success, so it's partial. So a couple of these names, you recognize them sort of. Like there's some company names, which so it's like he's meeting with a company rather than like an individual. And so you recognize some of them. None of them scream, aha, mysterious to you. As far as you can tell, nothing is plotted out for today.
All right. Well, here's a theory. Wait. So the hot lady who I'd like to, the lady,
Our client.
the client, she was concerned about his late night antics. Maybe we should just tail him after work and find out what he's doing late at night. Wait till then. And in the meantime, we could go back to the bar, where he's probably gonna come first, right? Or we can go to another bar that's cheaper. I'm also down.
Always an option. Okay.
I do like waiting for the moon to give us strength.
Yeah,
That's
the
important.
moon. Yeah.
That's what it is, huh?
So,
Moonshine.
I thought that's what the rhinoceros horn was for.
well, soon you get. So you said about getting 2 different types of power from moonshine, and yeah, the day drags on. You sit out front of the bank waiting for Lucas to leave. At some point he does. He like gets into his car and drives off. You follow him to like this business. This big business building, just like a couple
That's
blocks
our
down.
first tale is finding out where he goes. Yes.
I'll let you. I'll let you just find out where he's going, like pretty much the whole day from that, and you can spend those other ones on other things. So, yeah, you follow him there. He goes into the building, gets greeted by the receptionist and whatever else, and just goes upstairs. Stays there for about an hour. Goes back to the bank, and yeah. So he stays in the bank most of the rest of the day, and then at about 6, he clocks out, gets in his car, and drives away. And so he starts driving downtown. And you quickly realize that wherever he's going, it's not home. Because, judging by the way his wife was dressed, etc., does the phone number indicate area code in any way? Not really.
In America, I think it does.
Maybe.
In the 40s?
Really don't
I
know.
Well, I mean, you can give me an education check to see if you can figure out kind of where they live.
Come on, Brains. This phone number got something to do with where he lives.
So difficulty is going to be 5,
get the
I
red
think,
paint out again.
to try to work that out.
1 success.
Okay, so with partial, you kind of figure out the part of town they're in. If you got like a full or a crit, you might even find out their exact address because he's just that cool. But with partial, so you know they live like uptown. So it's a part of the city, the suburb, which has like a bunch of houses and a bunch of apartments, and it's just like fairly upscale. So for like middle upper class, where he's going is not that. And soon enough, you follow him down to where the buildings start to get more crumpled together and a bit more squat and a bit more desperate looking. And as the sun goes down, you see him pull into the parking lot of a motel called Sweeney's.
I mean, this doesn't seem sus at all.
Isn't this
Not even
place
a little.
like right across the road from our agency?
Basically.
We could have saved so much petrol.
Well, maybe one of us gets out and tails him from here, and the rest of us just drive around the block to find another park or something to park after he's already gotten out of his car, so we can keep tabs on him.
Probably
Sure.
not me, because I've got the anklets with lots of bells on them. I've got like 6 of them on each of my ankles.
Alright, Chops,
Yeah.
at your pop. I'll take the car out.
All right, BB. Heather, you want to come?
Why not?
Sure. All right.
Just
So
put on that big coat.
So how close to this guy do you want to stay?
Well, I just want to be line of sight to him, so
Right,
that we
okay.
don't lose track of him while we drive around the block.
Sure.
And then when we'll meet these guys back here, we just want to see him go, because I'm assuming
Right.
it's one of those deadbeat motels where we can see inside the reception, and then he'll come out and go into a room.
Yeah.
So we just want to not lose sight of him while
Yeah.
these guys park the
Yeah.
car.
So you watch him, and so give me an agility check to remain unnoticed and take advantage because you're like just staying.
Mustache.
But moreover, you're just staying pretty far away. So his difficulty was 4. Partial. All right. So you've got to like. There's nowhere to hide. Basically, it's just like a big open lot. Moustache. No, not quite. Like he doesn't know who you are anyway. A
Damn
moustache
it,
is not
Heather!
gonna hide
Gotta
you.
stay hidden.
So yeah, you've got to like stay basically like across the block,
Okay.
across the street, if you want to appear not to be following him, because it's just like this big open plan thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, you see him. He goes past the reception, like doesn't even go in, and goes straight upstairs to one of the rooms. He opens it and goes inside.
What's the number?
Well, once he's.
It's hard to tell from here, but you can tell which room it is.
Well, let's cross. We'll walk up then.
Mhm.
Do you want the moustache? You do the talking. You're the talking person. I'm just the.
It looks better on her, definitely.
In
Alright,
the car,
so-
I suddenly realized my favorite pashmina is missing.
Oh no, we've got it back to the office. Fortunately, it's just across the road. Anyway, so you start to cross the street to head up there, and as you do, you hear a pop.
What kind of a pop?
Get gunshot.
Give me an observation check, please. Difficulty 3.
2 successes.
Cool. Yeah, it's a gunshot. It sounds a lot like a gunshot.
See,
From up there?
From the direction you're sitting there going.
it's a.
I stroke the mustache.
I run towards the door and say to her, I say, go around the back. The others will be there. I'll stop him if he guys out the front.
Yeah. So
I just-
as you're moving, you hear after a moment a second pop. And could each of you give me an agility check to run? So
Are we
difficulty.
being shot at?
No. To like get there in time to those things. So difficulty's gonna be 5.
I got 1 success.
I
Cool.
also got 1 success.
Cool. All right. So, you run up to the door, and I assume you open it.
I brace myself against the door. Do I have a gun or a jack?
You're a crook, right?
I'm a legitimate gentleman. Imports and exports, all right.
Yeah. So if you're like,
Retired.
so if you're like a police officer or a criminal, you can have a weapon, if you choose.
Just
If you don't want one, then you don't have to have one.
No. I'll
But
have,
it seems like maybe it might be useful. Who knows?
baby is useful. No, I just got a little like pocket gun.
Yeah,
It used to
yeah.
belong to my wife. It's sentimental mostly.
Sure.
Um,
You just got like the one clip of ammo for it.
yeah, and like a little blackjack.
Sure. Anyway, so you like crack the door in.
And so back to the door, and I'm just like, is it open? And I try the handle.
It's not locked, but it's closed.
Okay, yeah. So I just tested the handle to see if it was open, just
Swings
subtly,
open.
and then I'm reeling in on the back of the door, swinging the barrel around with me as I sweep into the doorway, and if I
Yep.
see anything,
You don't? Okay, so you don't see anyone standing in there, but in front of the door, you see the dropped form of a Lucas Mosley. He's got two bullets in his chest. And he sees you. And
is he
says-
dead?
He looks like he's on his way out. His eyes are like fluttering everywhere and they settle on you. He's like,
Okay, I'm doing the typical. I grab the pad from the telephone, the telephone pad, and
Yep.
hold it up with to his bloody finger, and also listen right next to his ear.
yep. All right, so he,
Who done it to you? Who done you wrong?
he
I'm
says,
just the hotel clerk, by the way.
So yeah, he weakly, like, his arm shaky moves up towards you and like grabs your wrist weakly, and he says, "Fine, Laura, lie." And then his grip goes slack.
Who I very quickly. I imagine you were running out.
I went to the back.
So yeah,
side.
there's a back door. You see there's a back door to the room, which is shut, but obviously no one went out the front. Around the back. Partial, right?
For the agility,
We
I
both
got
got
1
partial.
success.
Yeah.
partial.
Okay, cool. So partial. So you move around the back, and it's kind of hard to navigate back here because there's all like trash bins and whatever else in the back alley behind the motel because it's a dinky sort of place. And yeah, you see like a bunch of balconies from the from the back of the motel rooms, so where people can look at, I don't know, the building next to them. And yeah, you see someone from the room like silhouetted in the night, and they like hop down from the balcony and just like take off down the road in the opposite direction to you.
This isn't a wise choice, but I'm gonna run after him.
All right, give me an agility check, difficulty 5.
2 successes.
Oh, 2 successes.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so you run after him, and after a moment, it seems clear that he's like spotted you, that he realizes being followed. He dives into a car, and then just like hits the ignition and just tears off down the street.
Can I get the plates?
But A, you get the plates, and B, you, as he passes under a street lamp, he turns to look at you, and you catch sight of his face. Can you please draw card number 3?
He's wearing sunglasses. We'll never recognize him. The man at the scene. Resist. So,
Question marks.
seeing as they were already driving around the back of the building, is there a chance that she rendezvous with them?
Sure. Yeah.
And then car chase.
Okay. All right. So
Can I use my second tail success?
you're
'Cause
not
this is-
tailing him. Tailing him would be a totally different check.
But he's now dead, and theoretically, this is like the evolution.
He's not going anywhere.
Wait. No, but tail. See who they meet with.
Well, you've already got that information.
Yeah.
See if somebody is following them.
The Grim Reaper.
Anyway,
this
I
person's
was
like-
going to say technically.
So this person's like bleeding out in front of you. So
I have no medical skills, and I'm a
if
criminal.
only you knew a doctor.
Yeah, I don't know.
So basically, your options are at this point you can like stick your head out the balcony and like yell for them to come in and help this guy, or they can try to chase him.
He sounds like someone's speeding up. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just yell
like,
out the
you
window
see-
and I say,
You see like the guys tearing down the street, and these guys are still like trying to arrive on the scene, still trying to get around to it. So it's going to be like real hard to follow him.
Yeah, well, I'm on foot. He's
Yeah,
in
and
the
you're on
car.
foot.
I'm like, this is a lost battle now, but I got the license plate, so that's fine. So
Yeah,
I'll go
yeah.
back and check what's going on. Because
and everyone within 2 blocks hears, Doctor! This man needs a doctor!
All right.
I met a doctor once.
All right, so you dig into you run up the stairs into the room. You dig into your pouch and pull out some healing crystals.
Yep. I put the crystals in the bullet wounds.
That'll do it.
And then set them alight.
Fortunately, the guy's already passed out from blood loss. Otherwise, he'd just be shaking his head. In but so, assuming you're also trying to do real medicine, can you give me an education check?
Sure.
So it's going to be shot twice at close range.
Can I
It's gonna
help by staunching the wounds?
Do you have education at least 2? Does anybody have education 2 or more? Cool. Anyone with that can provide help, which gives an extra die. So it's going to be like difficulty 5.
No.
1 success.
Once
Which is probably accurate.
Yeah. So
Just
you
sugar
apply the
crystals
crystals.
that is going
You make sure to move the chairs around the room so the feng shui is all matching, and move the chi through his body properly. And through your efforts, more out of accident than anything else, you manage to stop most of the bleeding. But the guy is like, he's out. He's out like a light. You managed to keep him alive long enough for the ambulance to arrive. I'm assuming you guys call an ambulance.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna come up to the room. The crystals are nice and all, but maybe 911.
I've got other crystals.
I mean, you keep with that.
Let's stick with the crystals. 911 is a joke in this town.
Do you know how much they charge for an ambulance? All right, so the ambulance arrives, as does the police, and soon enough the scene is like bathed in red and blue, and a lot of you are, well, questioned rather directly. So, as the stretcher...
I'm not there.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm
So,
gone. I'm waiting in the
you
car
don't...
for you
Are you
guys.
saying you don't trust in the goat hair moustache?
I already gave it
Well, I'm
to
waiting.
Rookie mistake. Anyway.
I'm waiting in the car.
So yeah, as like the stretcher is bringing Lucas out of the room, the rest of you are like, you've got your shock blankets on, and are being questioned by the police. And so the cop is questioning you. You know him.
Yeah.
What's his name?
His name is Eddie.
Ed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie.
I got bad blood with Eddie. I can't be there.
Yeah. So Eddie Page.
Yeah.
So he's like, you used to work with him once upon a time, and he's kind of a hard ass, but he's more or less by the book. So he says, so, you're saying you just found yourselves here, huh? All by accident, like the scene of an attempted murder.
life is a lot like that. You just find yourself somewhere, and
Look, Eddie, we got our licenses. We're working a case that brought us to this motel. Just wrong place, wrong time.
And why exactly were you following this guy, huh?
That's
Look.
confidential information between us and our client.
Is that a fact? Well, it could make it a lot less confidential down at the station if you're interested.
Eddie, you know, just bring Eddie aside. Eddie, you know me. You know,
Yeah, Betty.
you know we're not bad eggs. We're here. We're working a case. Can't tell you what it is. You know I can't tell you what it is. You know.
Still working with that Chops guy?
He's around.
Look, Betty, I know you, alright? I know you're a good person. Or at least you were before you hooked up with that Chops fella. That
Well,
guy, I'm telling you, is bringing the whole operation down.
look, I didn't have much of a choice after I was kicked out of the force. All right.
I know. Look, I don't want to give you a hard time. But this town, it's all about reputation. It's all about who you deal with, who you know.
Oh, I am more aware of that than you should know how aware of that I am.
Yeah. So, it's a lesson you should have learned before. Be careful with what friends you make. Alright?
Alright.
Now, I
Alright.
just gotta finish questioning you, but don't worry, I'm not gonna detain you or nothing.
Alright. Thanks, Eddie.
So yeah, Eddie takes his statement, and is there anything you guys want to withhold, or are you gonna be pretty forthright?
Everything.
Everything! Alright.
Can we question him?
was there a murder here?
It's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know where this blood came from.
Can we question him instead?
Yeah.
Reverse it.
Sure. Incidentally, so Eddie being shot, that's a pretty big evidence point. Because he literally saw it.
Yeah.
And also the license number. So note both of those down as evidence points. And you can spend those later for great effect.
License number?
Yeah, so license number is whatever you want it to be. The important part is that you know it.
69420.
So
No.
ABC 1, 2, 3.
That's your license
Michigan.
number.
I think that I would like to actually. No, maybe I'll use that later. No, screw it. I'll use it now. I would like to use my momentum power.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to light some licorice roots and place them strategically around the room. And I'm going to find a clue about how this event happened.
Sure. Okay. So, this is using the power of science to basically, like, see a side of the scene. And I imagine you do this before the police get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because otherwise, they might not let you onto the scene. Especially not with incense. He's got incense! Take him down! You take a look around the room and, like, you place your crystals and you, like, look through your lenses and you reconstruct the scene as you think it happened. So, from what you know, there was definitely someone waiting in the room for him. You look at the carpet, which is like, a shaggy rug, basically, which holds footprints pretty well. And you see the guy was standing, like, in the middle of the room, about 4 feet from him. He came in, you shot him. The guy collapsed backwards. Then something happened, you shot him again. You do notice, also, that there is an envelope near the body. It's empty.
Are there any other markings on it? Names, perhaps?
It is a blank envelope.
So that would have been before the police arrived.
Definitely before the police arrived.
Does that envelope smell like money?
Give me an observation check. Difficulty 3, because American money smells pretty distinctly.
Yeah.
Actually, you can get a bottle.
I mean,
difficulty 3, yeah,
anyone
right.
can do this.
I'll help you.
In fact, given that you're using
Thanks.
the power of science,
I think somebody else.
and like your incense is amplifying the smell, etc. I'll
I
just
hold
give it
this
to
up
you.
I hold it up to my scientist friend. Say, does this smell like money to you?
Yeah, I'll give it to you as just part of the momentum power. It definitely smells like money.
Stinky.
Quite a
American
bit of money
paper
as well.
money.
Can I use a hunch while in the room to
Sure.
find out anything?
What is it you want to know about? So a hunch will give you a lead regarding a topic.
Yeah, mostly. Wait, can I use the hunch to possibly to observe
To
what
find
could
something
have-
significant?
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
what actually transpired there, maybe at least.
Um,
Was there a
I don't think-
scuffle or
Was there a
it
sniffle?
scuffle?
Scuffle.
Was there a scuffle beforehand? What type of gun
You don't
was
need
used
to use your
shoot
hunch
him?
as part of that.
That's
You
kinda
can
what I'm
tell from your crystals.
Oh.
The crystals have told us that.
The
Yeah, the crystals have
tell
already
all.
told you.
Have
There
spoken.
wasn't.
Ah,
This
okay.
wasn't a fight.
Right.
This was like an execution.
Do we know what gun was used?
Looks like small caliber.
Small
I mean,
caliber?
without
Is
actually
there a
digging
shell,
open.
possibly?
Yeah.
A revolver would like drop a casing, right?
No.
Unless he was
No.
a secret
No.
agent. and
Unless he
used faceless ammunition.
reloaded first.
Oh, okay.
Why
If-
would there be an empty envelope that had money in it next to his body, though?
Well,
Why
He
just
was
take it all
sent
in the
to
envelope?
kill him.
He took the money
Then-
from the banker. It
It
was
was
a ransom.
Luke's was paying it off for something, but he wasn't paying him enough. Or maybe he'd take the money and kill him. You know, there's a lot of ways it could have gone south.
Guys,
It's like
have
this-
we
I mean, if
considered
I was in
the
this
wife?
guy's shoes, I'd be like, you know, I'll take the money and
Well-
I'll kill the guy and then I'll make some extra money. You know, so. Not that I'd do that anymore. I wouldn't do that to any of you guys, my friends. You know.
Who would do that?
But you know, once upon a time.
Uh-huh.
The thing about the wife, though, is we did see a man fleeing the scene.
Oh, she could have paid him.
I don't know.
Like,
Could very well. But talking about the wife, we should probably give her a call.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Didn't we tell her he's
You should call the
in
wife.
the critical condition?
So how you going?
What, how you doing? Alright,
So, yeah,
After.
Well, Chops, that's your expertise, talking to the...
talking to the wife, yeah,
Wait,
I'm really
widow?
good at that.
No,
I
he's
don't
not
think
dead.
we should let
Soon
Chops
to be
near
widow.
a grieving widow.
Well, look-
soon to be. Soon to
Fortunately,
be grieving widow.
thanks to the power of homeopathic medicine, she's not a widow yet.
You just...
Sorry, grieving potential future widow.
Yeah, well, you
crystals and
know,
herbs.
if we can convince her to leave him on the merits of his own flaws, then you know, and maybe I've still got a. I mean, maybe we still got a case in our hands.
Maybe
Look,
he's a lot more holy than she'd prefer.
I'm a little concerned. This guy, he was said find Laura's lie, or find where Laura lies, or maybe he said find Lorelai. It was definitely two words. He said, Laura lie. It's like find Laura lie. So I don't know if it was maybe it was Laura lying, or maybe it was where Laura lies. Up to you guys, but you know, maybe it was a person.
Maybe.
Search the phone book.
Well, we can search. We definitely got a piece
Is
of
there-
paper. I whip out the.
While Eddie's on the scene.
Lorelei starts with L.
It does start with L.
LC.
Lorelai Clark, LC. Maybe your last name's Chiswick.
Maybe it is. Okay.
I-
So,
Before we sing that, I have my mate hanging around. Is there anything we maybe want to ask for police powers? You know, run a license plate or.
For no
Right.
reason, just curiosity.
Well,
Run this license plate.
we got to tell them something.
But will they
That's
tell
it.
us?
That's
was
it. That's all they
illegally-
get.
He was
but will they
illegally
tell
caught.
us anything?
uh-huh.
'Cause we could just use the contacts later to ask about the license plate in the
Yeah.
police force
In
angle or
fact,
something.
Or we could
I think
take
Or
Betty-
we could just use him as
Betty, your power is the all points bulletin, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you've still got some contacts in the force that might throw you a bone.
Yeah. I don't want to use. I'm not. I believe in my detective powers
Yeah.
on their set by their own.
You want to keep that one in your
I'm
back pocket
keeping
for
that
now.
in my back pocket.
All right. So yeah, do you tell the police about this guy who was fleeing the scene?
Whoa. We could tell him, like, if he's in custody, we could maybe like get in and question him if he's wanted for murder. What are we gonna let this guy free for? I mean, calling him, you don't even have to call in an APB on him. You can just tell your friend when he comes that we got a description, we got a number plate. If he believes us, I mean, so long as I'm not in the room, he should believe us.
Fine. I will tell the police what happened on the backside of the motel, but nothing prior to that.
So you're gonna tell me you saw someone fleeing the scene?
So I'll tell
but
them that
not
I saw
like while
someone.
you were there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's fair.
I saw
That's
someone
fair.
fleeing the scene. I saw what kind of car they were driving, what the license plate was, and what he
All
looked
right.
like.
Look, you can even tell him that, like, Lucas was screwing around with your friend's daughter, and his wife is telling us to look into him for adultery. You know, and then we were following him, and that's why we're here. If you want, make up whatever story you want.
or I can
I mean-
not give all of that information to the cops.
It's true.
If you give him the license number and this guy who's playing the scene, I don't think they're gonna care while you were there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like, Eddie takes that down and says, "Huh, that's real helpful." It's like, thanks, Heather.
It'd be real helpful if you could give us some information on that license plate.
Tell you what, I'll keep you in the loop.
Thank you.
But I mean, this is the first we've heard about it, so it's gonna take a while.
How long is a while?
Depends how fast it shows up. Like, I can't rush these things. We'll put some feelers out. We'll see if it turns up.
Okay. You do your thing. We'll do our thing. You let us know if that comes up.
Sure, you got it.
Cool.
Alright, so the way that'll work mechanically is he'll give that to you when he has it at his convenience, unless you use your power.
Okay.
So if you use your power, he'll be like, here it is!
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'll give it to you when it's like, after some time has passed, which might be too late. You look like you have a question.
When they put an OPB out on someone who's driving around after having just killed I mean, I'm not, my character's not there. I don't want to make suggestions. It's not for me to
Sure,
suggest things
sure.
to you.
Well, this can be like.
But when you get
afterwards.
back to the car,
Well, I mean, we've established your office is literally across the road from the crime scene.
Yeah.
So you can all meet
I
back
call the
there.
hotel room.
Phone rings. Come back to the office. All right. So a lot of you reconvene back at Shot in the Dark, which is now being a very ironic and tragic name. And yeah, you talk about what your next step is. Like, it's getting pretty late, so if there's you can probably do like one other thing tonight.
We gotta call the client.
That is true.
I mean, let the
What,
cops
you're not
handle
gonna
it
call...
first.
She's paying us good money and we're not gonna call her to be like, your husband was shot.
I don't think we're getting paid after this.
I don't know. Like, the way I see it, he got shot. That indicates that he might be involved in some criminal networks, and she said that she'd be more interested if he was. So this might be like a romance story. We can get them back together.
Alright.
I know that might
Also
not be
that.
great for you.
And
but, you
if
know.
like if you call her about this before the cops, they'll probably make you look better.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that I just thought of, right? So, our lady friend, if we tell her that her husband's in the hospital, like if I was a criminal and I wanted someone dead and they knew who I was and I found out they weren't dead, I'd be wanting to do something quick spot about making sure that that situation was reversed. I think that we're gonna need to either tell our police friends or personally stake out that room to see who's coming in. And I got another suspicion that maybe our Dane ain't so innocent about the whole thing. She needs some kind of alibi to make sure that she's clean of this situation, and by hiring us, that puts her in the good books. We can account for her. If we call her up and tell her her husband is shot, not dead, in a hospital, exactly which hospital, stake it out tonight, there's a chance we might catch somebody red-handed trying to come in and finish the job she started. Or the agent started. Even if she's not the killer, someone will be coming to get her. But
Yeah,
it's a
so-
good way to find out.
We use him as bait.
Well, he's going to be bait regardless. We may as well take advantage of it.
So we call her and we tell her, and if someone comes to finish the job, then
Well, yeah, we call her, but one of us should be at the hospital, like, now.
Yeah, one of you can chase the ambulance.
Do you
no
want to
problem.
go get your crystals back?
Yeah, I'll go to the hospital so I can get my crystals back
Oh,
out of his chest.
Yeah, meanwhile, at the ER. What is this?
I'm also going to go with the hippie and maybe take a gun and go
Makes sense.
and...
Makes a lot of sense. And who's calling the wife?
I think you got the way with words.
Really? Okay.
really?
all right, I'll call the lady. Okay, you don't have to twist my arm.
I'm with you.
You're gonna come to the hospital?
Yeah, well, I want to see what the damage you've done.
Okay, so you ring up the wife.
Bling, 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 bling.
Yep, it picks up after a moment,
Bling.
and she says, "This is she's Malone, right? Name's Malone.
Mosley.
Mosley. This is a Mosley residence.
Hey, this
Teresa
is,
speaking.
This is Mr. Mackenzie from Shot in the Dark.
Oh,
I've got. Look,
good
are
to hear
you
from
sitting?
so quickly.
Are you sitting down?
Should I be?
Yes, you should be.
Well, I've got a stiff drink in hand, so that'll have to do.
Well, good, because that was the second item on the agenda.
What do you got for me, chops?
Well, Miss, unfortunately, I hate to inform you, but your husband was shot not 30 minutes ago at a slummy motel downtown where he was meeting a nefarious stranger on secret business.
Alright. So there's a pause, and after a minute she says, "You're not serious?"
Deadly serious. I'm afraid, madam.
Well, where is he?
He was rushed to local junior hospital on 34th and Annabelle Street.
Oh, he's
Downtown.
He's alive?
You'll find him in room 117 on the 3rd floor.
But he's okay.
Yeah, we managed to get, we
Oh
were
my
just
God.
following him to find out, like you said, what he was doing after hours. We got to the hotel and we were just watching. We were getting out to watch him, and then suddenly we heard shots in the room they was in. We didn't know someone was already in there. Pop, pop, bang, bang.
God.
Shot through the heart. I rushed in and grabbed him. I went up to him, his blood soaking my hands. You know, I tried to keep him alive.
I get the picture, Mr. McKenzie. I'll go right away. Thank you for calling me. Can you give me an observation check, difficulty 5?
That's why you guys are listening. Can they help by listening?
You're
all
the
on the
one
phone
on the
together.
phone.
I think I'm the only person with you.
That's why you were supposed to
help.
make the call.
I will have been like this.
It's an old-timey phone. It's fine.
All right. So there's no speakerphone back in this time,
No,
but
no.
I'll let you do it.
What was the difficulty?
5.
Yeah, no.
Nothing.
I get
doing?
nothing. I mean, it's all crackly, and I'm on the other side of the phone.
Yeah. So you kind of pulled away when you were starting to chatter up about how heroic you are. So you didn't notice.
Notice anything.
There's nothing there. What's there to notice? I don't know. All right. So she hangs up the phone, and the rest of you proceed to the hospital after the ambulance, and just sit on the place.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Will they let me into the room? Will they let us into the room?
Probably not into the room proper, but there's one main way into the place.
All right. Well, I might just sit in the hall, at the entrance, as close as I can get to the room.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Smoking, of course, because it's the.
Of course, because
40s.
it helps the respiration of all the patients.
We should all be smoking cigarettes for our health.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I smoke clove cigarettes.
Yeah.
In the hospital lobby, the rest of you sit and wait, and there's just this low, smoky haze. It's just everyone's got the same idea you do, apparently. And can someone give me a stakeout roll? So it's observation.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yep. So you've got how much observation?
3.
Cool. Does anyone else have 2 observation?
Yes.
Nice. So one of you throw an extra die in
Yeah,
there.
police force.
So difficulty is going to be 3.
I got 1.
Got 1. All right. So you can notice if a person of interest arrives or leaves. You can notice unusual, suspicious activity, or you can get shift. So it's making another roll this scene better.
Hey, Heather. Maybe we should stop by our client's house just to make sure she gets to the hospital okay.
She didn't give us her address.
And we might be able to find that out.
You can probably look it up.
We got a
I
phone
mean, you tried to
number.
do it from memory and from thinking before, but if you had a phone book, you might be able to cross-reference it.
We haven't used it for toilet paper yet, have we?
It's probably a bit out of date, but you
All
can
right,
probably dig through
let's
it.
take a look, see if we can find the address.
Okay, cool. So you dig through the phone book. Give me an education check, difficulty 4.
We want to go.
Can I help by making her a strong coffee?
Arrive or leave. Arrive or leave.
If it's a really good coffee, I'll let you grease the wheels.
How do I do that? How do I roll for that?
No, you just
Well,
spend
no,
cash and
this
add an extra die to the
suspicious
check.
I like to say my
activity
cash
in the hospitals.
All right.
Actually, no, this is really important.
I've got a 5.
I
I'm
think
gonna
one.
give you another
Okay.
one. Make another roll. No, it's too late. It's too late.
Yeah.
1.
So yeah,
I assume that's one success.
yeah, you can probably get the street.
Okay.
Actually, no, it makes no sense. Yeah, you get the address, but it takes you a while to get it. But you know where it is now.
Well, we can make up time if you come with me in the sidecar. Jump on the motorcycle.
Oh damn! All right, so you put on the helmet and strap yourself in, and the moped is it a moped or is it a full motorbike?
No, it's an Indian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. So it roars down the street, and several of your neighbors like, keep it down.
Sucks to be you!
Uh-huh. And the rest of you are at the hospital. So you had one success, right?
Yes.
Cool.
No,
How would
I'm
you
a
like
criminal.
to spend
My
it?
mic isn't out.
I think we're gonna go with notice if a person arrives or leaves.
Yep. So it's it doesn't take too long. And you just sit in the lobby, and after a while, you see Teresa, so Teresa Mosley, storm in, and immediately like she barely even notices you, and she runs up to like the reception and talks to them about her husband, and then is like left the room.
Should we?
Where
Just
with
yell it
her?
at this room, this room, over here. We're cousins.
You can approach her.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to her and
Yeah,
go.
family. We're all cousins.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah. I'm glad you could make it.
Well,
We
my
could
husband's
show you
been
the
shot.
room.
Where else would I be?
Well, yes. That would be the logical. Do you want us to show you where the room is?
Oh, I think I got it. But if you want to come along, I suppose.
All right.
Don't really want to do this on my own anyway.
Well,
All right. So she. So yeah, she walks up through the hospital, and it's like it smells in here of disinfectant and just despair, basically. And you go through past doctors, past nurses rushing back and forth. Even at this time of night, there's a lot going on. I mean, a guy's just been shot, so people are still dealing with that. And yeah, you get to go into like the observation area of the ER, and you sit and watch them just like operate on him and try to save him. Let's see how they do.
Just pulling out all your crap.
Okay, so you got a partial, so it's going to be a bit harder for them than usual. Crystal's notwithstanding. But they're pretty good at this, and they've got the tools,
Be
they've got the
careful with
facility. So I'm going to say it's going to be difficult. You call them right away. I'm going to say it's difficulty 5. It might be lower if you'd done better on your
You may
check,
have
but
told
it's not going to be. Let's see how they do. Oh, damn, that's a full success.
Yay!
All right.
Wow.
Miracle recovery.
So, yeah, the
wasn't a
operation
miracle.
takes a couple of hours, but they managed to extract the bullets, they managed to patch him up, stop the bleeding, and get him stable, and put him in like the intensive care area. So, yeah, he gets put there, and that place is like no visitors, because it's like it's intensive care. You don't touch the guy who's been shot twice. So yeah, she after the operation. The lot of you go outside into like the patient walking around area, and yeah, you all take a seat on the bench, and she pulls out a cigarette with trembling hands and lights it. So, I never thought I'd see anything like that. What happened?
Well, you were closer.
We were behind. We were with you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wait, why did the three people who didn't see it happen go?
Well, you compared notes.
Yeah.
Look,
Like, I went back to the office, so it's fine.
we followed your husband to the motel.
So he was up to something.
Well, it could have been a shady deal. It could have been to meet a mistress. We don't exactly know yet. But when we got there, he was shot twice. Close
God.
range.
Well, that's not the kind of foreplay he's usually into, so...
But don't worry. We had a top doctor there, willing to help.
Well,
Actually, he might have left a few things in there. Could we get those back?
well, thank you. I suppose he owes you his life. Well,
He does.
even if he wasn't having an affair, I'm glad I called you.
Now,
Else I'd be visiting a cemetery, not a hospital.
now your husband had what looked like was an empty envelope which once contained money. Would you know anything about that?
She's gonna make an observation check. Difficulty's gonna be 5. No, I don't know anything about that. Deals in money all the time. He's a banker. We do well for ourselves. Sometimes spends money here or there, but I haven't noticed him do anything like that.
Does the name Lorelei mean anything to you?
Lorelei. Or perhaps Alora.
We just show her a list of names. I know any of these people.
I don't know anyone by that name. Doesn't seem like a very common name.
Is she lying? Can I check?
So you can interrogate her and use some of your evidence. Like she's gonna answer your questions regardless. But if you want to interrogate her and get some dice on her, then you'll be able to tell. Alternatively, there is an exploit that I don't think you have called Penetrating Gaze. You've got something else, right? Okay.
Forensics.
Cool. All right. So if you want to interrogate her, or like not like forcefully, but just like try to suss her out, you can spend some evidence.
I made this tea out of a sycamore leaf. It's really soothing. You should have some of this tea and just tell me everything you know.
All right. So you can spend the evidence point that like her husband got shot, and you'll also get advantage because the situation, right? She's a lot more likely to open up to you because you saved her husband's life. Or is she? Anyway, she's rattled, and you're like keeping her company. So yes, you will get 2 dice on that, but you'll spend that evidence point. The difficulty is going to be 4.
One success.
Cool. So yeah, you can spend that to get her answer questions, but she's already doing that. You can get a volunteer info, perform a service, or know if they're hiding something, which is what you are after. Right? So, you can spend that now, and I'll just tell you if at any point she's lying to you.
I want to do that.
Alright, cool. So, hey, what do you ask her? If she knows anyone called Lorelei?
Yeah.
Yeah, she says, it's an unusual name. I don't think I know anyone by that name. And she's telling the truth. Or at least she's not hiding anything like that, right?
What information made you decide? Why did you think your husband had started cheating on you again?
Well, the first time was about 6 years ago. 5 to 6 years. He'd come home late, unexplained absences, that kind of thing. Said he was spending time with his friends, like he had any. No, and then some money started to go missing, probably on gifts or whatnot. And then, well, I confronted him about it, and he admitted to it. He apologized, begged me to forgive him. And well, I suppose I could give him a chance at one time. He's done all right by me for the most part. But now, well, all the same things are happening again. And I wasn't about to get fooled a second time.
How much money the first time were you talking about?
Oh, a couple of $1,000. I don't know if someone was taking for a ride or perhaps he was just paying for the privilege. But, well, I talked to him about it and it brought a stop to that.
Did you find out who your husband was cheating on you with?
No, he never told me. And afterwards, I just wanted to put that behind me. It's a strange thing, you know. I thought whatever he's into, whatever he was involved in, obviously is a lot more dangerous than a simple affair. I'll tell you what, whatever your rate was to find out if he was cheating, I'll pay you double to find out who did this to him.
I describe the shooter.
Hmm?
I describe the shooter and see if she recognizes anyone by that description. Yeah, that chap. Have you ever seen a guy in sunglasses?
She's seen many people in sunglasses. She says, I don't know. I don't think I recognize that person. I mean, it's not a great description anyway. Just get a good look at him.
Sunglasses, messy hair, square jaw.
yeah.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
the
someone
none
you
of
know.
us
I
saw
could
him.
describe
Yeah,
any
yeah,
number
that's a
of
good
people.
point.
Perhaps if I had a picture or someone, or maybe someone in front of me. But no, I don't know. That could be anybody.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose the police are also on the case.
Don't worry about the police.
Two of us were on the police force.
Do the initials LC mean anything to you?
I want to give an observation check. Difficulty 6. I don't know. It could be a client.
Lorelei client.
Dun, dun, dun.
Living client. It's his only living client.
Well,
Kills all his other clients. I'm put on my detective coat because now things getting real. The aircon is cold.
Sorry, I can turn it down.
No, that's fine. Now I look good too. Except now my hand is
So,
just...
meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
now that
downtown,
we
or
don't know
uptown.
that nobody's there, obviously we're going to miss her, but we know that that's kind of convenient because then nobody's going to be in the house. So we can, an a pushy investigative reporter and an ex-criminal might be able to make the most of this empty house.
Well, guess who's got lockpicking?
Oh yeah. So we're gonna pull up.
So yeah, you pull
About a
up,
block
and
away.
the place is like, it's a bunch of apartment blocks and small houses, and there's, you know, the little fence in front of it with letterboxes and whatever else, and it looks like a well-maintained neighborhood. You see like a bunch of people walking their dogs, fire hydrants, that kind of thing, trees along
It's
the
about 7 o'clock
road.
at night now. Yeah.
Yeah, like the sun's gone down, so it's pretty late. Everyone's getting home, and you put your car looks very out of place.
Well, I
along,
pull up like
the
a block
Mercedes
away.
Benz.
I park like a block away,
Right.
bike, and then we're gonna walk the rest
Sure.
of the distance.
And you, yeah. So you approach the house, and like there's a bunch of other people there, obviously, but no one challenges you because there's no reason to. You look a little out of place, but no one's going to give you a hard time about it.
As a reporter and a criminal, I'm sure we both just walk in like we own the place and nobody
Absolutely.
thinks about it otherwise.
All right. So you walk up to the house, and theirs is like a small 2-story building crammed between some others. Looks nice enough from the outside. Looks very habitable. The lights are off inside, and the door in front of you awaits.
Cool. So you say it's a freestanding house?
Yeah.
Cool. And
It's got like a small yard around it, little fence.
As we walk through the yard, is the fence obscure line of sight to the front door?
No, it's like yay high.
Okay, cool. Well, I just cast an eye around. Is there anyone looking?
Generally, in this part of town, people mind their own business. Like, if you do well on the lockpicking, no one will notice.
I'm gonna try and do well on the
But,
lockpicking.
Just on
yeah.
the off chance, I'd check under the doormat and under the rocks near the door, just in case there's a spare somewhere.
all right, give me an observation check, difficulty 6.
Hey, 2 6s.
Serious?
Yes.
Damn.
You find
Yeah.
So
keys.
you bring out your tools. Yeah, and then you just tell me where you find a key.
There's a little pot plant. It's got some daffodils in it. Right next to the door, I lift that up, and there's a shiny silver key underneath it. Like, barely even hidden. It's just right there,
Nice.
waiting. And I pick it up and I open the door.
You open the door and head on in like you own the place. Yeah, no one from the street.
Inside the door. High five.
No one on the street even notices or cares.
Yeah.
And you have the run of the place. So,
Well, first thing I'm gonna do while you start scoping the place is pick up the phone and call a hospital.
okay. It takes a couple of rings, but yep, you get put on hold after a minute. Say, oh, the lines are occupied. But eventually, a nurse or an operator picks up and says, hello, what was the name of the hospital?
The Central Belvedere Children's Hospital for Extreme Burns.
Why would they take an adult shot?
It was the closest one. I'm sorry, I'm just
At
making
that point, you're taken to a vet.
Look, I just.
Yeah, it was on like Bellevue Road or something.
Yeah, it's on Bellevue Road.
Yeah, so-
I said Bellevue Road Hospital. I say, hello, yeah, look, I'm just calling to speak to a detective who's looking after a lady friend of mine who's down there at the hospital right now. He's called JJ.
JJ.
Yeah, he's gonna be just in the waiting room looking after Mr. Lucas Molesley, who came in just a minute ago. I'm a family member.
Well, I mean, this isn't an answering service, but hold on.
It's urgent, I'm sorry. The man just got shot.
Yeah, so at the front desk, the receptionist says, is there a JJ? Do we have a JJ in the room? I got a call for a JJ. And
Try,
you're like
try
in the-
JJJ.
You.
Your
JJJ.
name's JJ,
And
isn't
you guys
it?
are like
What?
in the
What?
in
Oh.
the park sort of area.
In the what?
You're like
Yeah.
in the park nearby for a second, right? Because you're sitting.
No, it was
Smoking.
like waiting roomy
Sure.
thing.
Anyway, you'll probably hear it.
Yeah,
So you can rush on in and take the call.
like. Yeah, I'm just.
You're in luck. Someone just run up. He looks real intent. All right, so you get connected.
Hey, Brains. How you doing? Look, can you just keep our lady busy for a good little while? Maybe, like, give us an hour. Take her for a drink or something. Buy her one for me.
Got it. Stay out of certain areas, all right? No unmentionables.
Yeah, no worries. Anything we should know?
Look, it's 50-50 whether she actually killed him or not. It could go either way.
Yeah, right.
But
all right.
he survived. Miracle doctor's here, apparently.
Oh, great. I love
Yeah.
those guys. Yeah, awesome. Well, that's good. That might mean someone's going to come after him. Maybe not. I
Is
don't
that
know.
Chops?
Yeah, this
Can
is
you,
Chops.
Can you tell him about that? Maybe she wasn't cheated on the last time.
She might not have been cheated on the last time.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see what we can find. I'm going to get in.
Check for a diary or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got to have
James always
something,
keep
right? Yeah, well, she's got to have something. That's a good point. Well, I could go into her room. Yeah.
We're on,
All
we're
right.
on a
Maybe Heather
case,
should do that.
Chops.
Again, I start blushing and say, maybe Heather should do that. She's the journalist after all. I'll just go for the precious things. Clickbait.
Chops. Chops.
So yeah, you guys have the run of the house.
I want to look for
So there's,
like
like-
a study or something.
Cool. All right. So the bottom floor has like a lounge area and a kitchen and like a big, I guess they're big old CRTs back then. So like big CRT in the living area and like a furnace, not a furnace, a fireplace set up, which is currently off. And upstairs, you think they've got like studies and bedrooms and whatever else.
Cool.
So where do you want to check first? Like bottom floor, top floor?
I'm gonna go straight upstairs and look for the study out of the upstairs rooms.
Cool. All right. It doesn't take long to find it.
Cool.
So you swing the door open, and there's like kind of a work area. He's got a desk set up with like a whole bunch of filing cabinets and pencils. You see an accountant's visor just like resting on a table. It's like he doesn't even need to wear that at home, but apparently it makes him better at his job. Who knew?
Apparently.
There's like one of those clickers where you enter numbers and whatever else. And yeah, there's a pile of documents here, like however many records. So if you'd like, you can go through them with a dig deep check.
Yep, let's do that. Education is 2.
You're like right in his office, so the difficulty is going to be 4
Hey,
to find it.
you know what, Brains? I don't think that he's going to be back in this office for a while. And I don't think she's going to notice documents are missing. We could probably just take a lot of documents back to the office and
Also?
go through them there.
Also, you might get advantage if you know like exactly where to look.
I feel like you're implying something and it's going straight over my head.
That's okay. You can still make the roll.
I reckon we snoop around. Let's have a look. I'm just like see this. Probably gonna have if it's something precious, he's gonna keep it in a locked drawer, or he's gonna have like a Rolodex with some important
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
important people in it,
I would probably
or he's
start
gonna
with
have a
drawers.
safe. I fish around for a safe.
That
I'm
sounds
gonna
like
move
a
some
good touch.
move some paintings. I use my crook sense.
Yeah, a safe will probably be pretty well hidden, as it were. But we'll see if he has one. Give me a observation check, difficulty 6.
My observation. I'm a crook. All right. Can you help me look for this safe, please?
I can observe.
Observe me looking. I just don't know what I'm doing. I'm like picking up the
I
carpet.
observe very poorly.
No, he ain't got no safe, man.
So you flip over a couple of paintings and look like in the fireplace. Maybe it's hidden there behind a thing. You make a little bit of a mess looking around, but you find no safe.
I put a plot plan over it.
It's fine. Okay.
Um,
So you want to look through these documents.
so we've got like a big stack of documents on the desk. We've got drawers, presumably, somewhere.
Yeah, there's filing cabinets,
cabinets.
sorted by year, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I'd be
Ooh.
interested in the drawers and the filing cabinets rather than
LC.
stuff on the desk.
LC in the filing cabinets.
Yeah. Let's do that. That sounds good.
Okay.
Wait, you said it was by year.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to look for LC in every year.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
No, let's look for LC
Should've told them on the
recently,
phone.
like in the last year, but also look for an LC 5 to 6 years ago. Because that's when he was having his old affair.
That's what I was fishing for.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
I
take
wasn't
advantage of this
aware
check,
that
please.
that had been transferred, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's why you gotta.
I got
notes.
It was a 4 plus for
yeah,
success.
yeah.
So I got 2 success.
Cool. You should have a third die there, shouldn't you? What's your education?
My education is 2.
Cool. So it's straight out a third die because you got
Third die.
advantage on it. So go for it.
I get 3
You're
successes.
so good at this. All right, you go straight to it. Like
Brilliant.
it turns out, this guy, he's kept his files very well organized.
Excellent.
So going through them is like so easy. And yeah, ask me some questions. So with Dig Deep, you can discover a link between this and an event. So like his notes and an event. You can discover between him
I'm
and
gonna
an
go-
individual.
Yep, so let's
or
start
a secret
by
or rumor.
trying to find a link between this and who we think is LC or Lorelei.
Lorelei.
Yep.
Where does Lorelei?
So, yeah, you dig through it, and you do see like a receipt and like a transaction record, etc., for a school 6 years ago, for one Lorelei Connor. And could you please flip card number 5?
Lorelei Connor. A conventional blonde with a smarmy grin and eyes that penetrate the soul.
Eyes like deepest midnight.
Connor, you say.
Yeah, so yeah, you look at it and you find the name, and it's like a receipt from the school.
What's the name of the school?
Same school, St. Sebastian's.
Is it a school for girls?
It's probably co-ed. I don't know how things worked in the 1940s, but
4 to 5 years ago, we're going to say that's 1936.
yeah, about that.
And does it list on the receipt what the transactions were for?
So you got the name from your first thing. You can spend some more successes to dig deeper into it.
Then I will look for a link between this and an event. Yeah?
All right, so
The murder.
Or a...
so you can look for a link between this
murderer.
and like his previous affair.
Well, supposed affair.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you look more into like the school side of things, and you track down like what exactly it was spent on, and it was like to cover tuition costs, and it looks like she did a couple of courses mainly featuring mainly around like hospitality and cooking, especially like kitchen stuff. So it was like she was studying to become a chef.
So, Lorelei was studying,
Yes.
and the receipt is payment for courses that Lorelei took.
Yeah. So it's like her tuition fees paid for by
By...
Lucas.
Does it list? Okay, so here's a. Well, it's nighttime, so I couldn't call. Is it? Do we know anything about the school? Is it a local school?
Yeah, it's on like the fringes of the city. It's a. Give me an education check. Difficulty 4.
Hey, Brains. Do you know about this school?
Do you know about this school?
I don't know. I mean, I dated a lot of girls when I was younger.
I know about this school. I got a 6.
Cool.
The other one,
So,
not so
that's
good.
partial?
I know a little bit,
Yeah. So you know where it is, and you know that it's like, not the fanciest school. Like there's a bunch of like Ivy League colleges and whatever else. This is like mid-tier.
But it's like for like university, post undergrad, post grad. What, I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
kinda
What
like
do you
a
do?
college.
What happens when you go to school?
Yeah.
So
it's
like
kinda a
older
college,
kids or
and you,
younger
like-
kids? I met some people. They were still in school when they were like 25. It's insane.
Yeah. So it's like college,
so-
and you can study like
college,
particular topics, that kind of thing.
So she could
It's
have
like
been any
specific
age.
education.
Probably 18 or older.
Yeah, it's a bit old to go for school.
Indeed.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Definitely. Okay. So we know that now. I've still got one more
You've still got one more.
die.
So you can find a link between this and an event. So between like Lorelei and I don't know, the murder, or you can find like a secret or rumor.
I think I want to find a secret or rumor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Preferably
So,
a secret.
so you don't find it in his like
The filing
official,
cabinet.
like the
yeah.
filing cabinet, but you look further around into like personal documents and the exchange and stuff, and you find a letter to him from Lorelei, and it basically says it tells her. So it tells him that like she didn't know if she should reach out to him, but years ago he knew a woman called Patricia Connor. And before, and says like before they stopped seeing each other, he got her pregnant. And moreover, recently she passed away. And now she didn't know whether she should reach out to this guy, but she's got nowhere else to turn to. So she was this is like asking for help.
I get a bit of honest blackmail, but you know, if you're blackmailing someone, you don't shoot them. It's like killing the goose that laid the golden egg. There's got to be something else to it. I mean, and some guy who's sending some guy to do it. Maybe he found out about it. Maybe he's got Lorelei holed up. I mean, Lorelei's writing a letter saying, "Help me out, help me go to college, pay my tuition." She's not asking him for millions of dollars. This sounds like some crook's got her hands into him. You know, it takes one to know.
What happened between paying for the college tuition and now?
That was 5 years ago. We don't know. We
And
still got. Maybe I should fish around through these other documents. Maybe there's some other correspondence we missed. Can we use the lost dice?
That was the
I
last
did,
time.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
it. It's done.
Can
So
I
yeah.
make an education?
That's all these files have to say.
What else have I got?
There's still the rest of the house to look through.
Yeah, let's.
I'm gonna find his bedside table.
Okay, cool. So you head into the bedroom, and you see it's like kind of disheveled.
You been in here already?
No, that's your business, not mine. Not going in there. Not that kind of guy.
So yeah, there's a wardrobe, and it's like hanging open, and you see like various night dresses and.
I'll go check the smoking room.
And yeah, you can take a look around if you want.
Yeah.
So give me an observation check. Difficulty 4.
1 success.
Cool. All right. So you look around, and like the bed has clearly not been made, and you detect, like, you sniff, and it's like the scent of perfume.
I mean,
That's all you get with partial.
Teresa also lives. Is there a perfume bottle?
Um,
Or do they not sleep in the same room anymore? Do they have separate bedrooms?
no, they've got the same bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
so-
just one big bed. You go through her, makeup drawer and whatever else, and see like a perfume bottle. And you go, matches.
Matches.
It's her perfume.
Yeah. Okay. So she bothered to put perfume on before she went to the hospital. But it's the 40s. I mean,
Well, she had perfume on before she went to the hospital.
Do we recall there being any similarity between the scent of the envelope or the room that I went into, and this perfume?
You also sniffed it, right? The envelope definitely did not smell like perfume.
I mean, I
Smell
know
like
what her perfume
stationery.
smells like.
You do. The envelopes smell like stationery and smelly money. Dirty money.
Dirty, dirty money. Speaking of which, I'm just gonna fossick through the rest of the house, see if there's anything of note in the library or anywhere else. See, I don't have much in the way of observation.
Cool.
But I'm just gonna see if I stumble on anything.
Sure. So, like, give me an observation check for like, the rest of the house. Difficulty can be 5.
Can I just add one? Well, I've got one dice. I'll just pretend I have no dice. That's cocked.
it's not good.
Yeah. No, you see a couple things have been thrown around, left out, and whatever else. Like, she just like dropped everything and left.
Yeah.
So whatever she was doing before, she just turned the lights off and
Left.
Yeah, but
Do you want to have a quick look at her stuff and see if she's
Yeah.
got some kind of diary?
Yeah.
try and find.
Yeah, I'd like to check through a diary.
Mhm.
And the phone setup here, do they have like a little notepad next to it where you might
Yeah,
scribble
let's do
things?
this. Scribble.
Yes. So like they do,
Yeah.
and it looks like there's been a page torn off it.
Okay.
You wanna?
Yeah! that
observation
sounds
check.
great. Let's do
Give
that.
me an observation check. Difficulty 3.
Yeah, 2.
Cool. So you scribble it down. You like rub,
Yep.
rub, and you get the address of the hospital.
A clue.
The murderer is at the hospital.
Oh no.
He didn't know how right he was. I think we got as much as we can get here. I say, walking out with a
Also-
couple of bottles of very nice whiskey.
Also,
And a
you've
fat
got
cigar.
like 2 evidence points from the stuff on Lorelei. So
Okay.
like that she's his daughter
Yeah.
and that he paid for her tuition. That she was the one he was looking for.
Yeah.
And also you probably got 1 more from him saying, "Find Lorelei."
Yeah.
But
I
That could've meant
reckon
anything.
tomorrow when the sun comes up, maybe Heather. We'll head over to the. I'm gonna call you guys. It's fun. Bring.
JJJ, I got a call for you again. You've got some
Yeah.
hospital sandwiches, and you're just like, oh, so good.
Go.
Hey, nothing fishy. I think it's all fine here. I couldn't find anything on her and stuff like that. But there's some stuff that we want to maybe break to her kind of gently. Maybe not right now, unless you want to break it to her right now.
Depends. What is it?
She's got a stepdaughter.
Maybe that's not something we bring up straight away.
All right, cool. Well, anyway, so look, we got some leads that we want to follow up in the morning when the birds are twerping, and we can drive to a school without being. It's a girls' school. I don't think they'd take us too kindly poking around the dormitories late at night. But,
That's co-ed.
oh, it's co-ed. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Screw it,
okay.
let's do it.
In my imagination, there is no hesitation. So.
But like the college rooms themselves would be like girls' rooms, boys' rooms.
Let's. But we're done here.
You done?
Should
Good,
we
'cause-
meet somewhere for a drink or something? I got some real nice whiskey. We can just party back at the office if you like.
Yeah, all right. Let's. Yep, guys. Do you want to go back to the office? Whiskey.
Wait! Not all of us. One of you needs to stay there overnight and watch the
Who's the responsible one?
Well, obviously.
I'm teaching her how to dance. How to belly dance.
Look, just buy Betty a coffee and meet me for drinks.
All right. So like some of you are gonna sit on Lucas.
On Lucas. Yeah.
Or-
So I am.
So you can like stay up the whole night basically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can you give me a muscle check, difficulty 4?
Yeah. Okay.
I'll tag with you at some point, maybe.
So this is to like tough out the night and just like stay up and not be.
I was gonna say we should swap out with somebody else halfway through. That's ridiculous because we got stuff we need to do tomorrow.
Sure.
And she can't sleep through the whole day tomorrow as well.
That's a good point.
Otherwise, we're gonna be splitting the party way too much.
All right. So take that roll with advantage.
Yeah. Please.
Nope.
Still nothing doing. Who is taking turns with her? It's gonna
I'll
be a
go
muscle
over.
check.
We
So.
can't really
actually-
do alone with her.
I have 1 muscle, so.
Just one muscle.
Well, she's probably gonna go home.
Yeah.
Look, I can do it.
Yeah.
I just gonna be,
So make a muscle check with advantage. Difficulty. Oops. There goes some dice. Man down.
with advantage.
With advantage.
1.
Cool. So in the morning, he tags out with you, and you go home, but you just can't sleep
Alright.
because of everything that's happened. And when you wake up, you're just kind of tired in the morning. So you're gonna take. You've got the tired condition, so you're gonna take shift -1 on your rolls from now on.
Alright.
I'm gonna use a cash point to buy our real good coffee.
Yeah.
To try and rectify that situation.
One whole cash point. That's a good coffee.
Yeah.
That's a damn good
Okay,
guess.
so first of all, you're also pretty worn out, but not like to the same extent she is. So you're only going to be like take that penalty for a little while.
Okay.
So like for the next scene, you've got shift -1, and you've got shift -1 until you like get a nap in, or get a real stiff coffee.
All right.
Yeah, if you spend 1 cash, you can just buy like all the coffee.
Yeah, look, I think that's actually I am gonna spend 1 cash.
No, it's my fault. I'll spend the cash.
All right.
Somebody's buying the next round of that fancy bar.
Yep.
Twinkie Dinks, it's on you.
Yeah.
But
So
I-
throughout the night, you're just like going back and forth to the coffee machine, and it's like it's terrible hospital coffee, but it does the trick. And it
Caffeine,
keeps you
damn
up.
it.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. It's the bitter black brew that gets you through. And the morning comes, as it so often does, as the light of the sun pours through your like dusty, hazy window. And so, how many of you actually like live in this
I bathe in the
office?
sun.
I don't live here. I just clean it.
I'd live
you
here.
own it.
Yeah, so you got one guy on the couch.
Alright,
You got
like
one
this.
person like lying back in a chair behind a desk, and maybe another person who just didn't sleep.
I'm doing Tai Chi at the back.
I mean, you didn't sleep.
I didn't
so,
sleep,
yeah.
so-
it's actually more comfortable than it usually is.
Well, I was probably still at the hospital because I took my second shift.
Yeah.
But at that point, like, if we haven't seen anyone,
No, like it's all quiet at the hospital. Teresa stays there the whole night as well.
okay. So if there's an AP, then that's kind of dicey because if she stays there the whole night, and, maybe we could keep an eye on her.
I mean,
I'm still suspicious.
whoever she's staying with, like she makes small talk with you throughout the whole thing, but it's very subdued.
Cool.
And so when I'm there looking after her, I mean, watching the room, she's sleeping.
She looks like she tried to at one point and couldn't. So now she just like took after Betty and
She
she's
go to the
going
bathroom?
coffee after coffee. Yeah, she goes to the bathroom.
I want to check her handbag and make sure she doesn't have a pistol or something in there.
Give me an observation check. Difficulty.
Can't I just like steal it off her?
Alright, so I'll tell you right now, there's no pistol in there,
No
but you
poison.
might find something else, right? So give me an observation check. Difficulty 4.
No.
No!
Yeah, there's like some lipstick, a few dollars, some notes and stuff, but she comes back faster than you anticipated, and you have to put it back.
Alright, cool. Well, I just offer her some coffee.
Yeah, the two of
Just
you.
regular coffee, not the what you say you want to go for some coffee. It's not that kind of coffee.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not that
No,
kind
the
of
two of
guy.
you go
My
through-
dream, but you know it.
The two of you go through a lot of coffee together, and to her credit, even though she doesn't sleep throughout the whole night, she still looks great in the morning. Because it's film noir, and like all women are beautiful forever.
They've got
Anyway.
makeup artists everywhere.
Exactly. It's a very specific style of now you're tired beautiful.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, back at the office, you guys have a minute to discuss ideas, plans for next thing, or you can just go straight to the phone ringing with your good friend Eddie, who has a second name, I promise.
We gave him a second name.
You did.
Page.
Paige.
Yeah, Eddie Page. I gave him the second name. So you can use the APB to get Eddie Page to get back to you first thing. Do you have anything else you want us to say, or straight to a phone call?
Yeah. I'll call him in the morning so I can be on conference call and we can talk about stuff.
Yep.
What, just hold the phones together?
I'm just gonna be. No, I don't want to talk to Eddie. I'm just here drinking my coffee, watching the
Yeah.
door, hanging
It's
out
kinda
with the receptionist who I'm now best friends with.
Yeah. You can just leave the receiver on the table at the office, and you can sort of hear what's going on.
Oh, thanks, Gloria. Yeah, no, I would 2 lumps, please. Yeah. Hey, so yeah.
What are you thinking?
Look, guys, I reckon we want to go down to the school.
The school.
So I don't know if we filled you in on everything last night, but Lorelai is the daughter of some Lorelai Connor,
Patricia Connor.
Patricia Connor, who's her mother, daughter mother. And she was sent to school, so she sent a letter, right? Heather, you can show him the letter. Saying
You got
that, hey, Dad, by the way, I might be your dad. You might not know. It was very civil, right? She seems like a pretty nice girl, according to all of that shit. And she said, can you just, I don't care what you're doing. You knocked up my mom's shit, but just send me to school, okay? he's like, okay, started sending her money from what I can take it, or assume that's what happened. Because if you remember from what you guys told me last night about the waifu, Teresa, she said that a bunch of money was missing. She thought it was an affair. Turns out it wasn't an affair. Maybe this guy actually ain't so bad, or at least he wasn't so bad now. He might have like knocked up this girl prior. Were these guys married like 5 to 6 years ago? Before that?
You see,
'cause it would've
so
been, like,
you
the
can have
affair
talked
would've
to
been, like-
Teresa about that. They've been married for like 10, 12 years.
So he might have been with this girl beforehand, this woman. Did Teresa, if I talk to Teresa, I ask her about Patricia Connor. She ever know a Patricia?
She doesn't know any Patricia. But also, if Lorelai's gone to college and was going to college 6 years ago, then like that must have happened before these guys got married.
Yeah, so like this guy might not actually be as bad as we think he is. Regardless, so if we got the mom, we might be able to track down where this Lorelai is or has been through the school.
Well, you got the letter, right? It's
And we
got
got the
a
letter.
return address, doesn't it?
We also got a return address on the left. Yeah, that's right. See, the thinkers. That's why JJ employs you guys.
Yeah. So you can backhack the letter, as it
Detective,
were.
right?
Yeah, but I thought you owned the building.
You can go to the school. You can get Eddie Page.
Eddie
You can get
Page.
Eddie Page to get you those results overnight. Apparently they've been up all night as well.
I would like to ask, how is Lucas doing this morning? Is he up? Is he...
Hey, hold on a second. Can you just hold this for me? Thanks, Martha.
He
Go over
is
to the room.
super comatose.
Okay.
Like, the guy was shot twice in the chest yesterday. Then someone put all these crystals in him.
Just checking.
He's not going to be up for a while.
Yeah, no, he's probably out cold for a bit, but you know that juju, it's really saved his life, man.
Always does.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
keep one on me at all times.
if like the doctors had rolled a crit or something, he might be up today. But no, the guy's just gone through too much trauma.
But
Alright, so you've got a bunch of leads. Where to first? You can also split up to cover more
definitely
ground.
Woo, co-ground.
really fact check Lorelai Connor's actual like lineage. Could be fake. Could not even have the mom. Could not even be Patricia. It could be a fake name.
I reckon she's in danger, man. I reckon this Lorelai, I think we're on a time limit. I think Lorelai is either she's dead already, or she's in trouble. Because remember, like when our dude was dying, his last words were, "Find Lorelai." Yeah.
He got shot for a reason.
Yeah, he got shot for a reason, but like I said, this guy's extorting him for money. Lorelai, you read the letter. She doesn't talk like she wants all of his money. She just wants, hey, treat me like I'm your daughter, right? She's like, hey, Dad, how you doing? I'm real personable and shit. Give me some money so I can... She's not like, don't give me hard cash. Just like, let me go to school and get a fucking education already. That's not the kind of tone that the criminal takes. If I were this guy... If I were her, and I wanted his money, I'd just be like, I'm gonna fuck up you and your new wife's relationship and out you to your important bank friends about this. Plus, don't forget, he's got this friend, Bron Crossan, or whatever it is,
Brian
Brian Carson.
at the bank, right? There's probably things that he knows about this guy that his wife never heard, you know? Gentlemen, they talk behind closed doors about shit they don't talk to their wives about.
Yeah, we could just go and interview Brian Carson as well. Try and find out Lorelai's whereabouts through the school, and then
It's a three-pronged attack.
maybe and
We
then
need another vehicle. Who
as-
wants to take the boat?
well, as the third prong, we build some rudimentary trap with a net and some chicken grease.
All right. Well, look, the school is on the river, the Hudson. So I'll take the boat to the school. You can take the motorcycle to the address on the envelope. And then the other guys, I just need someone with some brains with me. I can't do it by myself.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
The problem is time is of the essence. Is some creep's got this Lorelai girl cooped
I
up.
do worry about where this creep is.
Right.
Yeah, man, definitely a creep out. This guy, he wears sunglasses. Who the hell would he? Probably also
At
wears
night,
sneakers.
while
Yeah,
driving.
sunglasses and sneakers. I mean, probably wears a
sneaking.
raincoat too.
Yeah, useless.
He was almost certainly wearing a raincoat.
We gotta get this guy.
Alright.
Alright.
Who wants to go to the school?
Do we want to go to the school or do we want to just go straight to Lorelei?
Who looks like they could be a student?
Or do
Well,
we
we don't
split
know
the
if it's
party?
straight to Lorelei.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. It was like 6 years ago.
There's
I mean,
no guarantee
splitting
that
the party
address
is generally fine unless you feel like you're going to go into danger.
I mean,
Oh, we're definitely going to.
someone's already got
Let's
shot,
face
so
it.
yes, we're probably going into danger.
Let's just tell each other where we're gonna be. We can make some phone calls.
I think I want to hang out and see if I hear from Eddie.
Sure. All right. So, you're going to find a car.
Yeah.
Is anyone going with her? Anyone going
Please,
with
someone
Betty?
with brains.
I was going to go to the school.
I've got two I've only got 2 years of education with
Oh,
me.
that's fine.
apparently.
That's more than me.
If
You guys are
that's what
club
the
buddies as
number
well.
means, number
Yep.
of years.
Sure, sure. And from the
Yes.
muscle is you've only been lifting weights for 1 year.
Yeah, I did
Moving.
go to art college though.
All right. So the two of you are going to figure out where this car is, and the rest of you going to school.
I'm
No,
definitely
no.
going to the school.
Some of us are going to
Hey.
the school. So
You
you all
might-
come with me to the school. We're gonna go by boat, taking these brains, and then these brains and JJ, brains and brains, are gonna go to the Lorelei's address on the thing.
I
on the
feel
letter.
like-
And
Aren't you're
maybe
taking
if we
JJ
can
for
swing past the
business.
bank.
Or I tell you
As I
what,
understand,
actually,
as I understand, Betty and JJ are going to find the car, and the rest of you going to school. That's a pretty even split of stats.
well, let me try and trump that one more.
Oh damn! Here we go.
Pick up the telephone. I'm still at the hospital. Sorry, I gotta take this call. It's important.
How
I
about
got
people
some
need to
donuts
use
for
that?
Ring, ring, ring. I'm calling up the girls' school.
Yep.
Ring, 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 ring. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
This is St. Sebastian's.
Hey, St. Sebastian's, how you doing? Yeah, look, I went to school. I'm old fraternity from St. Sebastian's. I was in the class of, 26.
you
I was
can
in the class
reference
of
it.
36. And, I was trying to look up a friend of mine in the fraternity. I hadn't heard from her for quite a while, and I just wanted to check in, see if she was all right. Do you know the current address of Lorelei Connor? Or a phone number, even. I don't mind which. Or at least the address that she had at the time. I was
They-
really good friends with her mother.
They might be someone on our records, but we're not in the practice of giving out our students' personal information to people. It's their security and safety is important to us. I'm sure you understand. If you have her contact number, perhaps you could ask her directly.
That's the problem, see? I guess I'll just look her up in the phone book. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Yeah, I looked her up in the phone.
Yeah. So.
Hey, Johnny, could you look this up in the phone book for me? Yeah, no worries. Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, cool. Uh-huh.
There's 27 of them.
So yeah, give me an education check. Difficulty 3, because you know her full name and it's not a common one. So go for it.
That was a 3 over there and a 5, so
Full success.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you find a couple of Lorelei's, but only 2 that are Lorelei Connors.
Right.
And so you can find their phone numbers from that. I don't think they have their addresses in the phone book. Do they? Usually
I
not.
think
Not for people. For businesses, yeah, but not for people.
no, they wouldn't.
Regardless, you can definitely call them.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, you call the first one. I'll call the second one.
All
So we're
right.
both at different offices.
I'll take this Lorelei. She sounds, more.
Yep.
Please.
There's a Lorelei Connors and a Lorelei Connors. So
Is there a
yeah, you can
Lorelei?
take the top one. Lorelei.
No, that's in Hollywood.
Yeah. So, yeah, you call the first one, and after a minute, it picks up. It's like, hello?
Hi, is this Lorelei from St. Sebastian's? Did you go to school in St. Sebastian's in what did you say, 28?
I think you might have the wrong number.
Sure, because we're trying to put together a piece on all, members of the school.
I'm sorry, I never went to St. Sebastian's.
All right, no problem. What was your name again? Sorry.
Lorelei.
Lorelei?
This is my house.
Connor?
Lorelei Connor.
You gotta watch out. It might just be some.
What's this about?
Oh, we're just trying to track down old alumni.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I think you've got the wrong number.
No problem, sweetheart.
Meanwhile, at the hospital, you ring the other Lorelei Connors, and it
Ring,
rings, and it rings, and it rings, and it rings out.
How many quarters do you
Say, I just hang up. Okay, so now I call back to the office. Call these guys and I go, how'd you do?
Nah, don't think so. It sounded like an old woman, to be
I don't
honest.
know, man. You gotta watch out. Sometimes there are weird dudes out there who just put on strange voices to pretend.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. I reckon that. Look, I got no answer. Which
got no
kind
answer?
of means that you're ruled out. I'm ruled in.
Whereabouts does the numbers say it would be?
Doesn't say much
region-wise?
about it. But
You can probably, so you can do some research and try to figure it out.
Can we find out,
Sure.
get
Yeah.
brains on it.
Give me an education check. What did I
Yeah.
say last time?
You want to consult the
Hey.
crystals?
Consult the crystals.
Consult the
What have we got?
That's what's the
Difficulty 5.
1?
1. Alright, so it takes you a while because you're just playing with your crystals.
Come on, guys. I
But-
can't be here all day.
But
We
you
need
do
this
find an
important-
address. You do manage to call.
No. What am I wondering?
Yeah, you call some contacts. You figure out. You cross-reference the number, and you eventually find out where it's at. But in that time, Betty, you receive a call. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, is this Betty? Betty,
Yeah, hey.
I found a car you mentioned.
Oh, yeah, did you?
Yeah, come. You probably want to take a look at this.
Yeah, alright.
Uh,
Can you give me an address?
So the scene cuts hard cut to a crane pulling a boat. Sorry, not a boat. Pulling a car out of the river. And it's dripping water, and already seaweed's hanging from it. And yeah, Eddie's beside you, as is JJ. You're
Yeah, I was
correct.
actually going to
Yeah.
ask, did I go with them? I
Yeah.
I'm just there waiting at the office going,
And
I thought she was getting the car.
yeah, so looks like you said the guy saw you following him, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like he got wise to you, got rid of his car.
That's not good.
It's a real shame, but maybe there's something of value in there.
Yeah. Mind if we take a look?
Well, you're the ones who put us on in the first place. Consider this a favor.
Alright, thanks, Eddie.
Alright, so, they managed to fish the car out, and then with a crunch, it lands on the pavement. And, yeah, you guys, so, the CSI guys are also going to look through it, as are you guys. So, why don't you give me an observation check, and you can help each other, and you get advantage because the CSI is helping you.
Awesome.
My goodness.
What's your
So the difficulty's gonna be 5 because this guy was
You get-
specifically ditching this car.
But I
die.
also get a... Wait,
So you've got your observation, which is
yeah,
3.
3.
You get +1 for your help. You have observation 2,
Yep.
right? Yep. And you get +1 for
Oh.
CSI guys.
Cool.
Alright.
So that's 5
That's
dice
5
and difficulty
dice.
5. Let me see it. Let's see if this guy forgot anything in the car.
Would you believe not a single 5?
So I'll point out you've still got grit.
Yeah.
I think you have grit.
No, I do not. I have
have
0
grit.
grit.
Yeah, you
I've
see,
got
help
2
with the check.
insight. Can I use that?
Add
wait
a
a minute.
die to the roll.
Yes, so you can, because you have a check, you can spend your grit to add a die to the roll.
Walk over to the car and use grease the wheels and go, hey car, you want some money? Come on,
I
I'll
don't
take
think-
you to a nice place where they'll do you up good.
I don't think money's going to help at this
Yeah,
point. You've
right.
already got the literal cost helping
So-
you with this.
Alright, so using
add
your
a
grit,
dice, yeah,
add a
So
like-
dice.
throw 1 extra die in there. Let's see if you get lucky.
6.
Nice! So,
Holy shit.
so you look over the car, and yeah, you look in the glove box, you look into everything, and the thing's been just wiped clean. You don't, there's nothing You look over it, the seaside goes over it, head to toe, there's nothing there. And just as you're about to give up, you find something.
Was it underneath the seat?
It was underneath.
Ah, it's always there!
Yeah.
No, sometimes
Yeah,
it's
just
when you
like-
flip down the sunshade. and it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see, like, wedged, like, in the crack under a seat, a laundry ticket. Like an old laundry receipt. And the name on it is Horace Delicio.
Can you spell that?
HORACE and then capital LISIO.
I'm gonna write it on here just in case.
Did you get that?
Alright, Horace Delicio.
Close enough.
That's right.
Um,
And yeah, it takes you a while to go over the car and actually find this. By the time you're done, it's like, well, he was ditching the car, that's for sure. You're lucky you found anything. This guy's a pro.
pro, eh?
Well, usually people have got all sorts of junk in their cars. Look, nothing in here. Not even the vehicle manual.
How did he know how to drive then?
That's a good question. Uh-huh.
Well, we could use a contact. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you'd have to have a license at some point, so...
Yeah, so like
I
you
could
can
ask
use
the
contacts to
DMV.
try to find. You can, if you know where to ask, you can ask around.
Yeah, I
About it?
reckon we can.
As if
Somebody
it's a
can.
fake name.
Somebody must know, and not me, admin specialist underworld, but somebody must know the laundromat who runs that that particular drag.
Well, I mean, an underworld contact might know Horace himself.
All right, cool. Well, or I might know a guy who runs a car shop and deals. I don't know. Depends if this is a legitimate
In
car. or
vehicles
not.
that fell off the back of a truck.
That's right. Well, assuming. Well, let's ask the police first. It's like surely this must be. I mean, I'm there, but I'm still at the hospital.
Just with us, we've taken you... It's a really long phone call.
All right, so
Like somebody's got to watch this. This is the bait. This
so
guy's
Eddie,
gonna come back.
yeah, when you see the name Eddie,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
gonna make an education check and see if he recognizes it. It's gonna be pretty hard. Difficulty 5. Let's see.
Come on, Eddie.
That's a 6.
Yes. Love you, Eddie.
Eddie. No, Horace. Horace Delicio. I swear I've heard that name before. Hold on, I gotta check something. Come with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you pile into a squad car because these other guys have the. Unless all 3 of you went in the bike.
No, I'm still at the hospital.
You're still at the hospital.
I'm still at the hospital. If you guys want to go to a phone,
You're gonna be there
call me.
Yeah, so you.
If Eddie called us, he probably sent a car to pick us up.
Sure, yeah. So basically, you pack into his patrol car and you head back to the station. While these guys, where are you going? Unless you're just waiting for results. from these
Well, I'm
guys.
waiting for you guys to call me.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's just continue. Let's just continue with them then. The scene cuts. You guys are like, I wonder what happened. Police station. And you're going through old records with Eddie. And he says, yeah, I thought I heard that name before. He pulls out an old case file, and it's like, got some crime scene photos, etc. Of like this guy found like in a park with 2 slugs in his chest, that kind of thing. And yeah, we picked him up over a case a couple months ago. This murder down on the outskirts of town. Couldn't pin it on him though. Got away clean. Had real fancy lawyers looking out for him, that kind of thing.
Do you happen to know that lawyer's name?
Lawyer's name. As a matter of fact, it's right here in the records. Someone tell me what's the lawyer's name.
The lawyer's name is Figgis McKinnon.
Oh, all right. So, Figgis McKinnon. He's a shark. That one.
I know.
Figgis.
Yeah, no, I know. I actually, I know Figgis.
You know someone who works with him.
I know
Yeah.
he's like legal aid.
Yeah. You probably so. Generally, your contacts can't be people who
Yeah,
already
who are
exist.
the person? Yeah,
'Cause it's
yeah.
like,
No, I know.
Horace, my old mate, Horace. No,
no.
yeah, definitely you can know someone who works with him or that's like gone against him.
Yeah,
or
I
legal.
definitely know an
or paralegal.
underground lawyer.
yeah.
The same one that helped me take down Jimmy Fingers. And he,
That was a tough case.
yeah, he. I know him, and I know he's worked with Figures.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So-
So what's the name of this guy?
This
Your contact.
guy. This guy. It's actually a girl, and
Yep.
her name is
This lady?
Shirley.
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 Temple?
Yes.
Alright, so you head uptown to the office of Shirley Temple, and she runs like... She has kind of a hard time because she's trying to make it like legit as a lawyer in this town, and that's always a tough racket, right? Because either you're taking dirty money or you're not getting a lot of work. So is she like a prosecutor or a defense attorney?
Defense.
Yeah, okay. And so, like, her office is somewhere in the middle of town. It's out as this building which has, like, her office. It's distressingly familiar, because, like, her place is a lot like yours. And she's just relying on walk-ins. And when you walk in, her face lights up for a minute, and then she sees you and says, I was hoping for more. But it's always good to see you, Betty.
Yeah, it's always good to see you too, Shirley. Doing all right?
As well as can be expected. Not a lot of work these days, but... Well, either people have their own representation or they can't afford me. It's a hard line to walk.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry about that, but I was hoping that
Well,
you
then
might...
How can I help you?
Yeah, I was hoping you could maybe pull me a favour. You remember Figgis McKinnon?
I've heard the name, yes.
Yeah.
Now look, you helped me out with Jimmy Fingers,
I did.
so I'll see what I can dig up. Hold on. So
fingers.
she thinks back and goes through some files. She can make an education check, difficulty 4. How does she do? She's alright.
Alright.
Yes, I've worked with him before. He took out some cases that I passed by, and I passed them by for good reason. These guys were all connected to the Petrucci family. Do you know them? Give me an education check. Difficulty 4.
Alright, I'll use the big dice.
What do you know about the Petrucci?
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
partial.
You know what? Jimmy Fingers was one of his boys. Right? And so, yeah, you know that the head of the Petrucci family, they're like up and coming in this town, and they're scumbags, one and all. They're headed up by a guy called Cesar Petrucci. Well, why don't you flip over card 8 and take a look?
Oh, is that Vanilla Ice?
No, it's not, but it looks a little like him.
I'll pass it around. Old Caesar Petrucci, eh?
He's a piece of work. He's got a lot of people in his pocket. He came into town a couple of years back and started making a scene for himself. Well, making a name for himself, causing a scene, that kind of thing. He's someone you want to stay clear of. Don't tell me you're mixed up with him.
Oh, well, you know, not exactly, but I feel like I'm about to be.
Well, I wish you luck.
Alright. Well, thank you. Do you happen to know how to get in touch with the Petrucci? How one goes about making an appointment?
The blinds just like put slits across her face and say, they get in touch with you. And then we cut to the next scene. Yeah, so she doesn't work with them on purpose. Like,
Yeah.
she stays well clear of that work. Alright, so the lot of you meet back. You can leave the hospital now. It's fine.
Is our client still there? Teresa, mostly.
Yeah. I mean, she's got nowhere else to be right now. Her husband is still in intensive care, and she looks like she's gonna stay there until she's told to leave, basically, or until she can see.
From my time with her, does she seem like she's genuinely concerned?
Give me an observation check. Difficulty 3.
You're so kind.
Yay.
Because that's exactly what I rolled.
All right, so it's hard to get a read on her, because even now she's still pulling the I'm too cool for this shit. But no, you can tell, you've put your fair share of people in the hospital, and you know what a grieving person looks like. whether she was involved in this, you don't know, but it seems like she is being affected.
Okay. I don't think she's gonna go and kill her husband.
Either way, the guy's going to be in ICU for a while. So,
But is he under observation?
there's no like cough outside his door or anything. But, I mean, it's in the back of the hospital. She'd have to get through places to get to him. You know, Gloria at the desk, you can ask her to keep an eye on her. You guys are best friends by now. And you spend a lot of money on coffee.
Okay, well, part of the conversation that I've been having with Gloria is something along the lines of, I've basically just been running the whole case past Gloria. But you know what I really think, Gloria? I'm just really worried. Either one or two things is gonna happen. Either this dame is faking it, you know? I think she might just be faking it and pulling on the extra tears because she's a classy dame and she knows how to get what she wants when she wants it. I don't know if she's 100% with me, Gloria, but
Oh, I'd be careful, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I've seen crocodiles tear before.
Yeah.
Crocodile tears before. And that lady, she ain't spilled a wink.
No. Oh yeah, you noticed? I didn't notice. I didn't notice that. Gloria, you go
No.
solid gold, Gloria.
People
You know-
handle this differently, honey.
Yeah.
Some people, they just close down. Some people can't stop bawling.
Well, that's why I'm here. You see,
She, look at her. Still looks like $1 million.
It's true. Look,
Look, tell you what, sweetheart. I'll keep an eye on her, alright? And if her husband wakes up, or she goes missing, she goes walkabout, you got a number I can call you at?
I'm less worried about her. I'm more worried about him.
Well, I mean, he's about as safe as we can keep him. You think someone's gonna come after him?
I think someone's gonna come after him. Look, man,
Well,
I just
look.
got some.
Look, we got some orderlies. I can put someone on his door.
You can put
Let's see
someone
if I
on
can
his
call
door.
the cops, get someone
Call me
on
if there's
there.
any problems. I just think that
Sure.
there's-
If you
there's-
think he's in danger, then yeah, I'll call the cops. I'll get someone on him.
Look, just for the next 24 hours while I'm away, hopefully
No,
this will
Chucks,
all be
you
over.
do what you gotta do. You find this guy.
Oh,
You find him and you
Maureen.
put him more down. You know what I'm saying?
Why didn't I know you when I was younger?
You can't handle me, stud.
That's what I'm saying. I'm all like chopped liver down there.
Now get out of here. I got work to do. All right. So Gloria's gonna put in a call and she's gonna get a guy on the door.
All right, awesome.
Okay. And so the rest of you meet up back at the Shot in the Dark, and you know, compare notes. Everyone gets up to speed. Where do you go next? You've got a name. You've got a school. You've got your contacts.
I would like to go to the school.
You'd like to go to school.
I'm an academic. I can speak their language.
Oh, and you also have Lorelei's phone number, which you did find the address from there?
Yeah, we picked up the
Yeah.
address, but that's 6
Oh,
years old
the
now.
old address.
No,
No,
that's
we
the
got
phone
that
number.
from the
Current
phone
Oh, we
number.
got the current.
You got
Yeah,
the current
yeah,
phone
yeah.
number. You checked in the book and you found the current phone number. I mean.
Yeah. No, you found her active number, and you
Okay.
called it, and it rang out.
And it rang out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But did
But you have
We
the
didn't-
address.
did
We didn't
find
then
it?
check that against her thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think
No.
we made that. I think
We
you're
didn't,
right.
yeah.
We didn't get around to making
We
that
have her
roll.
old address from the letter.
But did we make the roll to find
We
track?
have-
No, I think you did.
No, we didn't. She's right.
Okay.
But
Well,
that
why
is-
don't
If
give
you
me-
want to give us the address,
You,
You-
I swear,
you
you
give
made
us the
another
address.
education check, difficulty 5, and then you were like, you got a partial?
No, it was a different subject. We didn't get around
Why
to
don't you give me an education check? Difficulty 5. Someone can help with this.
I'll help. Oh, jeez.
Do I see any good dice there?
No.
No? Pressure.
No,
Nothing doing?
nothing.
Tommy, move that pencil.
Can I use some
Anybody got some grit?
grit?
And you can also spend some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try to, like, throw some money around and see if you can, like, get someone in the phone company be like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll just turn the other way. And throw some extra dice at it.
Can I just buy a really buck off huge crystal?
You know what? Sure you can. So spend the cash, and then grease those wheels and give me another roll. No, give me another die.
5.
That's fine. So, it takes you a while to find a crystal big enough for you. And in the time that it takes you to do that, you found the address. So,
I got it.
You gotta rely on this stuff, boss.
What time?
yeah, you come with a crystal, it's like, Here, I found the address.
No.
It worked! Okay, so...
I'm
yeah,
going
you
there.
find it. It's on, like, Clayton Street, downtown. And it's like an apartment block with, like, you know, cramped apartments with, like, little verandas and that kind of thing. And you head down that way. I assume you head down that way.
Is anyone else coming with me?
I'm so coming with you. I think we should all stick together at
Yeah.
this point. We
That'll
gotta
be good.
watch out. You know, you guys talking about these Petrucci's, right? You tell me about the Petrucci's?
Yeah.
Did anyone tell me about some Petrucci's?
Yeah, definitely everyone knows
It was like
about
tingling, you know?
Yeah.
I just like felt it.
Yeah.
Something wrong.
Your Petrucci sense was tingling.
It was. And you know, ever since my young buddy Mo joined up with those guys, I know what they're up to. It's bad business. Like, nothing good happens
Dangerous,
in
huh?
Petrucci
Dangerous.
territory, and we're gonna deal with their shit. We don't want to be separated at all. So let's go together to this address.
That said, would we be better off with 2 vehicles? The bike and the car.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Can't hurt.
The bike's also faster and more maneuverable with the car. Let's leave the sidecar so we can see through side alleys if we need to.
All right, so you put on your detective hat.
Oh, that was me putting on a helmet.
Oh, that makes sense. And
Detective
you,
hats.
and yeah, you head on down. Pardon me. So, you blast through the streets, stopping at red lights. And yeah, make your way down to her apartment. And when you get there, like it's a whole bunch of like little apartments, you know, out to the open air, and you go. They're all on like the side of a building, and you head up the stairs to her apartment, and find that the door has been broken.
Well, we don't have to try and break in then.
Yeah, it's real easy to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you swing the door, it goes, and start leaning on one hinge. Someone did a number on this thing, and look inside. There, you see like a small apartment, only a couple of rooms that's been like turned over. Like someone came in here and just flipped the place. So yeah, the bedroom, like the bed is just like has clearly been moved. The sheets are ruffled, etc. In the kitchen, all the doors and everything are open. And yeah, there's like a small living room where like even the sofa cushion has been torn. So, where do you look?
I'm gonna ask around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. That seems like an excellent
I'm
choice.
gonna go talk to the neighbors.
Alright.
So that's observation.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
let's see. For anyone to have noticed this, it was pretty late. Give me difficulty 5 observation, please. And someone can help with this.
Who's got
Who would
good
like to help?
eyes?
I got observation.
Yep. So throw an extra die in there. Difficulty 5.
Nope.
That's not rolls.
Hey.
Hey, there you go. So ask me one question from the ask around list.
Do you have any sugar?
Hell yeah, I've got some sugar. Unfortunately, it's not on the list, so it doesn't consume your die. So, find a witness to an event, discover local knowledge about a topic, like, I don't know, Lorelei. Discover notable recent events.
All of those would be good, but
Well, I think
Well, you
we
got
know
one.
what just happened. I mean, someone either very big or very determined.
or
Got through
both.
that door.
So
I think a witness
A
would be
witness?
most valuable.
Yeah.
yeah, let's see if we can find a witness.
Alright, so you knock on a couple of doors nearby, and you actually have to go across the street to an apartment outside, got a view of this place, and you find this curmudgeonly old dude who has got like one beady eye, and he looks at you and he's like, "What does he want? You're poking around like some kind of flatfoots? Is that what you are?"
We're just looking out.
Yeah, we're the police. No, we're detectives.
Yeah, I know. Look at police. You're two bit crooks. That's what you are.
No, we're not.
Private
Detectives
detectives,
police.
legitimate. We got an agency.
3-bit crooks then. And you want to know about what happened over there?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we,
I
you know,
know
we
it.
just can't find anyone who really knows what's going on in this town. You know, nobody seems to
Yeah,
really know anything.
I can tell you what's going on in this town. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
can you?
nuts. It's gone downhill. You got people in the streets doing whatever they want. They're smoking their reefers. They're playing their rock music. It's crazy around
Beatniks, I
here.
hate those guys.
In my day, none of this would have flown. None of it. I tell you.
I push the reefer smoking sorry Larry out of the way.
just last night, this guy, well, 2 nights ago now, some guy busted into an apartment right there. Can you believe it?
2 nights ago, you say?
Yeah, 2 nights ago.
Did
I
you?
remember it like it happened yesterday.
Did you see who it was?
Well, I don't know, it was this guy, was wearing a hat. Kind of strappy guy. Looked like he could handle himself.
Was he wearing sunglasses?
Yeah, was he wearing sunglasses at night?
Doing his thing. It's crazy.
And this guy, did he take the girl? My friend Laura used to live there.
Oh, is that her name? Oh, she's a piece of work.
Yeah, oh, is she? She no good, hey?
No. No, if I was like 30
Oh,
years
good
old,
piece of work.
know,
Like she really needs a tune-up from the right guy.
well, I wouldn't go that far, but whatever.
No, neither would I.
Respectful. But no, this guy, he shows up, makes a big noise, that kind of thing. People tell him to quiet down over there. Maybe I did too, but who knows? The point being, no one was in there.
Oh, she wasn't home.
Yeah, the guy flips the place, walks out in a huff, I called the police afterwards, but, well, no one even turned up. They don't care about us. They don't care about me. They don't care about you.
Probably not. Probably not.
When was the last time you saw Lorelai?
Lorelai, well, I do keep an eye out for her. Let's see when the last time I saw her was. Well, say it's difficulty about, maybe 4. I know exactly where she was. No, about 4 or 5 days ago. 5 days ago. She came into her apartment, and, that's the last I saw her.
Do you notice her leaving in a rush or frantic?
I don't know.
She didn't
Don't
live
seem that
with
way.
this guy, did she?
Nah, she didn't have anyone like that.
The
Never
guy.
brought people to her apartment, that kind of thing. Lived
Hey,
alone as
she
far as
wear
I could
perfume, this Lorelai? She wear perfume? This Laura?
Perfume?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
that kind of girl.
tell. Don't think I've got that close to her. Sorry, kid.
Sorry.
Have you ever seen her with the guy who came by 2 days ago before,
No,
or he's
first
never
time I
been
saw
here
him.
before?
Nah, as far as I can tell, she lives on her own.
Doesn't have people over often.
Not that I saw.
Hmm.
Like these guys, all these neighbors, they have their parties, they have their sleepovers, that kind of thing. But her, she was alright. She kept to herself, that kind of thing.
Have you heard anything about where she works?
Where she works,
Where she
I
works.
don't know that well.
No.
But, I did see her walking around with, a case with tools, that kind of thing on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
She was a chef.
Yeah, she had like an apron on her arm and something like
Yeah.
that. Probably
Worked at a
re-
restaurant.
Maybe something like that. I don't know.
Is some of this refill?
Don't worry, we'll beat him up.
I do want to go through her apartment. I want to see if there's any scent of perfume of this Teresa's perfume in this room, or on
give
any
me-
of the clothes.
Give me an observation check, difficulty 3. No. You do smell... Okay, so the clothes that have been here, some of them you pick up faint scent of perfume, like maybe they had it at some point, but nothing recent, and definitely not whatever... So, Teresa's perfume was pretty pricey, and you're a man who can appreciate a fine perfume. This was like pretty cheap stuff.
Is there anything in the apartment that would indicate some kind of relationship? You might have like other people's clothes, letters.
You know what would tell you that? An observation check.
Hey, Brains!
Anybody want to help him out with that?
Yeah.
Hey, Brains, you wanna
Dude.
come and look? I got it in my head that this girl, she might have had some kind of relationship with some dude or some other
Check for a toothbrush.
a tough brush.
Yeah.
So give me a.
Toothbrush.
So you're just gonna look through the place and see
Yeah.
if you can find anything. Give me a difficulty 4 observation check, please. And someone can help with this.
Anybody
Yeah, I'll
help?
help out. Although my rolls are great.
Two.
What's another one?
Stop losing me
Doesn't count.
dice.
Doesn't count.
Okay. No.
Well, you got the
Should've
same
counted.
result. So
2.
2. Cool. Okay. So you don't find any evidence of someone else living here. It seems like she was on her own for the most part. She's got a bunch of cookbooks, and her kitchen is well stocked. Well, I mean, someone tore out all the contents in the fridge, so it's kind of going off on the floor.
Okay.
But what do you find? You find
Does it look like there are any clothes missing at all, like packed and left? Or would that be another observation roll?
No. Yeah, that's fine. Because like you got to set a roll. I'm going to give you something.
Ticket
Yeah.
stubs,
Points to give
receipts
you.
for travel, something like that.
Yeah,
You know,
anything
maybe she
that
bought a
proves
ticket
she-
to ride.
Okay, so you do find that like there's a spot in her wardrobe where it looks like a trunk once lived, which is to say like a travel trunk.
Yeah.
And there's like a gap there where maybe she packed a bunch of clothes and left with it, but not too much. Like I'm just going over like what happened and what she would have done. So, and the fact that the other guy turned it over makes it harder.
Yeah.
Does she got a notebook next to her phone or on a desk
Yeah,
or
like
something?
an address book.
I think they're rubbing.
That'll
You
just
see it. You see a phone book there, like a notepad there, and it's someone's already rubbed it, but there's nothing on it.
Does she
Well,
have
beat us to
like
it,
a little
boys.
address book or something with some contact information, maybe for her employer or some friends?
It's good thinking. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so she would have like a work diary or something, and you see, yeah. So she got like a work schedule, and in it there's a couple of names. Like you got time slots for the week and whatever, and it's got a couple of names for the days of the week, and on 3 of those days is like Petrucci.
So she works with the Petrucci's.
does she?
Well, the Petrucci's, she's a chef, works for the Petrucci's. The Petrucci's have probably got some businesses. I reckon I talked to Theo.
Yeah, you look at the names, and they look like those are like family names of like various. Why don't you give me an education check? Difficulty 3.
Do you want to help, Tommy?
Yeah, I'll help you. I'm very smart.
I have one.
Hell
six-
yeah.
One
No, you're
success.
not.
You got another one in there?
I'm
I'm
incredibly
pretty
smart.
smart.
Do you have another 6 in there? No. Okay.
One number 6.
So so you can see So the Petrucci name comes up a bunch of times, and there's a couple of other family names like Johnson.
It was you.
And whatever. So, looking through the rest of the stuff, you think that maybe she might have been like a private chef,
Okay.
like who cooks for wealthy people in their house.
For households, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so no punch cards then.
No punch cards.
I got another idea, see? I reckon that, because we got appointments with this guy. Like, you gotta remember that the husband, Lucas, he had regular appointments with this girl. He's been keeping contact with her this whole time. I reckon that he just turned up to give her some regular money or something, and this guy's come and taken it. This guy was there and said he was probably coming here to meet her.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you recall that the appointment he had to meet her today was at 6, and it is currently like. Well, it took you a while to find a couple of those things, so it's like about 3 o'clock.
Whereabouts is this appointment?
You don't know.
We don't know.
Where would he go to meet her?
He's still in a coma, right?
We could just go
He's
ask his...
super comatose.
Look, we could go and ask his friend.
Yeah, let's look up. Let's look
Brian.
up Brian.
Brian
And he
Carson.
worked at the firm, so I'm gonna.
Back to the bank.
Well, let's just
It
do a
always
call.
comes
Maybe
back
we
to the
don't have
bank.
to walk there just yet.
Yeah.
Go through.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna call the bank. Or unless you guys want to.
So you know from your previous experience at the bank, it's gonna be hard to get anyone on the line if you don't have an appointment. Unless maybe, I don't know, you had a friend there who could help you skip the line.
Anybody remember the secretary's name?
Oh, he's
Different
probably has to use a contact.
Yeah.
That's what I'm fishing for.
Okay, yeah. I'll use a contact. I know a PA,
Sure. Alright, what's their name?
Elizabeth,
And also what does PA mean?
personal assistant.
Thank you. Okay,
Not Prince
so
Albert.
No.
so she's an assistant to one of the senior managers at the bank,
Yeah.
and so she picks up the phone and says, "Scott and Morrison's.
Hi, Elizabeth. How you doing?
Heather, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's so good to hear from you.
I
What's
know
going
it's-
on?
Oh, you know, this and that. Just, you know, trying to work a case, figure out what's going on with some shady dealings. You know, the usual kind of stuff. Keeping myself busy.
Well, I'm trying to cover up shady dealings.
Oh. Two sides of the same coin, hey?
Well, what's he gonna do? How can I help you?
Look, I'm hoping that you can help us out. We need to get a word in with Brian Carlson, who I believe works at your bank.
Yes, I know him.
Yeah, any chance that you could maybe slip in an appointment for us sometime in the immediate future or
What time do you need it for?
before 6? Now would be fantastic.
I'll see if I can squeeze you in. Hold on a minute. You hear some shuffling papers and some calls across the office. She says, "Can you get here in 15 minutes?"
Getting my way there now. Yeah. Jump on the
All of us are just
motorcycle.
gonna squish into
All
our
right.
office.
Yeah.
Well, he's out at lunch right now, but you might be able to catch him.
Where's he having lunch?
She tells you the name of the restaurant nearby. What's the name of the place?
Slimy Joe's.
Slimy
Slimy
Toes.
Joe's.
Like,
Only the
sounds
these are
finest
really
slime.
horrible sounding
It's
places.
Slimy
We-
Toes. It's nearby.
Excellent.
He's really got a hankering for the subway they do there.
And what was the pub's name?
the Rinky Dink.
Twinkie
Rinky
Dinks.
Twink Dinks.
And you and I, we simply must catch up some of these days. The Rinky Dinks, they give a tequila to die for. On me.
Oh, if it's on you, I'll be there. You pick a time.
Well, I'm the one who actually, makes money between the two of us.
Ouch! You
No,
hurt me.
It's
I'm
alright.
joking.
You do
I'm
valuable work.
joking.
Valuable work. It's just no one else values it. That's the problem.
Oh, well, thanks for that. Thank you so much for setting
Of
this up.
course.
I'll
Right.
talk to you soon.
See you later, love. Alright. She hangs up. And you
Yeah.
head to Slimy Joe's.
Whoever's quick enough to get on the backseat of the motorcycle is welcome to come, but I'm
Yeah,
on my
sure.
way.
Well, we'll
Alright.
follow on the car.
A lot of you
Yeah.
just crash through the door of Slimy Joe's. And
You know
yeah,
what
a
he looks
waiter.
like? It looks like this.
Yeah. So a waiter, his hair is super greased back, and he's got a towel over one arm and says, is it table for 5?
No, we're here with Carlson.
Carlson.
we're here with Carlson.
Mr. Carlson is
Mr.
expecting
Carlson
you.
is expecting us. We have an
I was
appointment.
expecting you. Very well, this way. So
See,
he
this guy talk posh.
yeah, he snoots his way over to the table, and Carlson is currently having lunch with someone who is they seem to be talking about some kind of business.
Oh, I eavesdrop. Oh, somebody else's
Yeah.
observation. Hey, brains. JJ,
All
should
right,
eavesdrop
give
on
me
these
a,
people.
give me an observation check difficulty 4.
Because I have a feeling I think I might know. All of them.
That's a
Nice.
good roll.
Super quick.
Yeah. 2 5s out of 6.
Nice. So you listen to conversation intently. You're leaning on the bar. You're doing the old snoop. You have never been more bored in your life listening to this. You catch every word, and every word that passes you wish you hadn't. This is the dullest, most boring financial talk you have ever heard in your life.
So the stakeholder
is
dividend is risen
As
0.5% in the
uninspiring
last.
as it is unsuspicious.
Kill me
But yeah, you do find. So listening to it, you do find a very natural point to interject. So you find this spot at which the conversation dies down for a moment, and then you can swoop in for the kill.
But and I just go.
Yeah, there's a rattle of the table. There's one of the drinks almost spills, but because you got a crit, you measured it perfectly. Perfect. So, can I help you? I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage, at a very intense disadvantage.
Perfect.
I guess the rest of us.
Yeah, please do.
Oh, is this your taking? Yes. I have the
Goodness.
Monet filler.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're all friends here
Sure.
of your partner Lucas.
No, it must be a mistake. Lucas doesn't have this many friends.
We're very, very new friends.
Can I ask what this is about?
Yeah, what? Why am I asking questions? I don't reject him.
So
I don't
we
detect
came
things.
here to find this guy to talk to him.
Well, everyone
Oh, yeah.
mechanically is equally good at asking questions, so just fire away.
All
Also,
right.
you've got a bunch of evidence points, which I hope someone was keeping track of.
Yeah, I've got a few squares.
Sure. Also, Lorelai's apartment getting broken into is totally an evidence point, so you might want to grab that.
Oh, yeah. Look, we were asked by the missus to investigate into the husband. Just thought he was.
Is she barking up the wrong tree again?
Thought he was being
Oh,
unfaithful.
Teresa, come on. He's better than that.
He's-
You should know that.
But had a bit of an accident, though, so.
An accident? Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
heard
think it
notice
was
he
weird. He
hasn't
didn't
been
come into work
he
this
was
morning.
shot.
He was shot?
He's some business, bad business, man.
Yeah, he says that, and like the rest of the restaurant just goes like, skips a beat, just like, ooh. And then they return to their meals.
Look, your friend's in trouble.
My
He's
God.
he's all mixed up with some bad people.
That's,
You know? And we're trying to get to the bottom of it, you know, so we can get him and his daughter out of trouble.
Give me an observation check. Difficulty 4. Anyone can do this.
Yay!
Who
Praise!
wants to help me?
I'll help.
Cool. Oh.
Oh, do you? Oh, yeah.
I'm helping.
2 success.
Uh-huh. You... so he looks you up and down a bit, and it's clear to you what you just said didn't surprise him. Says, are you with the police?
No,
Child
we're much
services?
more sensitive about the situation. We have his interests at heart.
Jeremy, can we do this later? Says, oh sure, I was just finishing anyway. He just like takes his, finishes off his sandwich and then leaves. You got the bill? I got the bill.
And an extra serve of onion rings, thanks. With the double slimy burger.
Excellent choice. I'll make it extra slimy. Anyway, so what do you want to know about her? He tried to do right by her. She's the one who stepped away from him, you know?
I'm the one that's asking the question.
Do you, when
Quick, the crystals out.
Sorry, Betty, you were saying?
what do you mean stepped away?
Well, I mean, normally I wouldn't tell you this, but if he's in trouble. A few years back, out of the blue, she contacted him. Said she was a long-lost daughter or something. No, he didn't know what to think at first, but apparently he was convinced enough about it. He told me that she had a grudge. Left her mother all those years ago alone. I don't know what exactly happened between them, but they stopped talking to each other after a couple of weeks. I don't know, perhaps they just couldn't connect after all that time, after all that bad blood.
I'm not sure that
Couple of
sounds
weeks,
weird
eh?
because like we heard from his secretary that he still had appointments with her almost every week for the last like year or so.
That is not the case.
Sorry.
No, he met with a couple of times, like in this last week.
Okay.
But
Alright, cool. So I thought that was like going.
no. Yeah, I should have been clear about that. But yeah,
It's fine. It's fine. It's my theories.
Uh-huh.
All right. Yeah, look, we know that he was lining up to
He
me.
helped
with-
her out. I mean, he tried to do right by her, but the two of them, I think, just too much time had passed. He did mention that he needed some time off recently. Is she connected to this?
Yeah, likely.
And he's meeting her again?
Well,
He hasn't told
He
you anything
was.
about that.
I mean, he seemed... Let's see what his guy noticed. He only noticed a little bit. I don't know, he seemed a little nervous. I don't know, he took some time off work, which isn't like him. Definitely not like him. Oh, over the past week or so.
Interesting. Do you think that there would be a place he would go to meet her?
Well, there was one place he told me about that they used to meet back all those years ago.
Do you remember what it was called?
Yeah, it was down in the middle of town, next to what's a good park name?
Seymour Butts Memorial Park.
Next to Seymour Butts Memorial Park. Apparently there's a
I
cafe
love
there.
that guy.
Apparently there's
So
a
sad.
cafe there. Apparently that's where he first met her mother. I don't know if that's the only place I can think of that they met. Perhaps they still use it.
Well,
That's somewhere to try. And you said that when they first connected 6 years ago, it didn't go too well. He helped her out, but
Well, he only told me a little. He was I mean, I was his best friend, but even so, he wouldn't talk that much about it. I think he was pretty ashamed of the whole thing. He said he helped her out, put her through school, that kind of thing. Apparently her mother passed, and she needed someone to turn to. But after that, I don't know. She went her own way, he went his. But if she called him again after all this time, and he's been shot, I don't think there's anything he wouldn't have done for her.
we don't think that it's her who's responsible for the shooting. We think she got mixed up with someone else.
I hope not. I mean,
Do you know? I mean, I know sometimes when women get overly jealous about things, and admittedly he was hiding something from Teresa, but like she seems like she was a bit concerned about him cheating on her. Do you think maybe it was the other way around?
I don't know Teresa that well. I mean, she has her own circle. He has his. It's a very
You
small
know
circle.
any friends of hers, close friends?
Sure, I mean, we do a bank. We do all our accounts, and she's got friends. They got accounts as well. I'm sure I can figure it out for you.
Yeah, well, maybe if you. I'm just kind of worried that she might be a bit more in on this whole situation than we originally figured out.
I don't know. She never struck me as too much a jealous type, but she did all those years ago. She did ask about what was going on. She thought it was an affair, and well, he let her think that. Perhaps. Well, I guess that explains why she would think it would happen again now.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, thank you. If you could look into it, see if she got any friends, and we
Sure,
could,
I'll
we
see
could,
what I
we
can
could have a
find.
chat to her about. Like, we just think it might be a
Lucas.
bit of a bigger problem than we thought. I mean, maybe it's not, but you know, we want to look at all angles.
You say Lucas is in the hospital?
Yeah, you can go visit him if you want.
Yeah,
Just,
I'll do that.
Make sure that Maureen knows who you are.
I mean, Gladys.
Yeah, tell Gladys, Maureen, and Gladys. That's the one. Tell
Yeah, I know
Gladys.
Everyone knows Gladys.
Tell Gladys that Chops said it's okay for you to visit.
All right, I'll do that. Thank you. Please, good luck with whatever you're doing.
thanks very much.
God, I gotta go. I'll see you later. Yeah, he finishes off his slimy burger and takes off.
Slimy burgers.
So slimy burgers arrive for the rest of you. You can just like go.
So,
They slide
he
straight
left without
down
paying,
the throat.
guys.
Huh?
He left without paying, so.
No,
yeah,
as he's going to me, we're like, oh, this is all to go on him.
Yeah, he's happy to pay for your lunch because he's a banker, he's rich,
Yeah.
and yeah, the rest of you you've got a location.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that's where we go.
To the location.
Huh? It seems like an important place. Okay.
Yeah. Before we
So-
start barking down the mobster's throat.
So, it's an interesting scene. Oh wait, so you're going straight there, and you're just going to wait until
Scope
6
it out.
o'clock? Scope it out?
Yeah. Wait. All right. So who amongst us looks most like the old man? Of course. All right. Let's get your disguise kit out and go to work.
Uh-huh. Okay. So give me an education check to try to disguise him effectively.
Well, who's got the?
He does.
So difficulty, it's not going to be that hard because she didn't meet him that many times. So it's going to be like difficulty 4.
2 successes.
Nice.
You put on a pair of glasses and basically can't tell the difference.
Yeah, you like
No, we put him in
ruffle
a
the
s-
hair a bit, that kind of thing.
We put him in a suit, and it's like, wow, dead ringer.
Uh-huh.
As
Yeah,
soon as you lose the
like
turban.
from behind he looks pretty convincing. So the scene transitions. Like once you look at him in the mirror, he's like, "We're ready." And yeah, the scene changes to like this statue of this guy just like bending over to pick something up, and the plaque saying "Seymour Butts Recreational Park," and a cafe across the street. It's like Johnny's Cafeteria, and a lot of you get a table there and settle in. You take a table on the street, and just like have your coat on, and you're just like facing inside. So anyone looking from outside might mistake you for one Lucas. Who has
paper
Lucas Mosley.
Fold it up and put it in an envelope that was the same envelope that he had at the thing with the money in it, and stick it just hanging out of his pocket.
Just a plain old envelope. That's a very good disguise. So, do you just set in and wait?
Oh shit! I call up the friend. I call up the bank again. You call up the bank again.
Right, why would
Can you ask Brian Carson if he knew what his daughter looked like? No idea. I'll give you a dime for the payphone.
So you don't know what she looks like.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what she
that
looks
matter?
like because he never met her.
Oh no! We know who does. The old man who lives in the corridor.
He does.
I will quickly run over. No.
That's
Motorbike.
fine.
We detach the
Yeah,
sidecar
that's
so we
fine.
can go quicker.
Yeah, I mean, as detectives, you would have gotten a description from him then. That's totally fine.
Because we're good detectives.
So you get a rough description. The guy's eyesight isn't so bad, but you get like, slim build, fairly tall, blonde hair, that kind of thing. And yeah, that's enough for you to go on. And moreover, anyone who approaches...
A little bit like that, right?
No, not a lot like
No,
like a lot more like that?
that. A lot more like that.
This one.
So, yeah. And you set in to wait. Can you give me a stakeout check?
Use
Difficulty
observation.
5.
Richard has observation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll assist.
Just gonna wait till somebody's running away. My one chance to chase somebody.
You're ready
5?
for this.
Not a sausage.
Difficulty 5.
I got one.
Got one.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Alright.
One.
So, yeah, where are you standing? Like, where are you situated?
So is this
In the cafe.
it's a cafe in the park, so is it like a and then it's got lots of like seating that flows out into the park?
Yeah. So it's like a couple tables on the street. There's the park across the way,
Oh,
where there's a
okay.
bunch of like benches and whatever else, places to sit, that kind of thing. It's a
very
recreational
busy
park.
street.
There's cars coming and going. There's people walking. It's not like super packed, but it's not empty.
And the cafe is very busy or not busy at the moment?
It's like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, so they're like getting ready for dinner.
I might stake out across the street on a strategically placed bench.
Sure. So you find a bench, and so you're like keeping an eye out. A lot of you're in various places, but it's you who spots this. There's a guy. So you see someone on a bench across the way from you, and he's just like got his bag of feed and he's like tossing it to the pigeons, and you catch his eye. And he's got these pair of sunglasses. And he's looking straight at you.
Where's Chops?
Chops, where are you now?
At the hot dog stand, just
Hell
making
yeah.
sure that Ellie's like doing good business.
Alright, so you get an extra onion on your hot dog.
Thanks, Ellie.
And
You're a
you
gem.
see Horace Delisio. He
Get him.
puts his bag away
And it is
stands up.
not just Horace Delicio ?
No, no.
It's now Horace Delicio.
I'm just gonna yell in the direction of the hot dog stand. Chops, get your running boots on, let's go! And then I'm gonna run after him.
Well, he's running straight at you.
Oh, he's running at me? Well, that makes it easier. I have no muscle though, so
I pull out a gun.
Sounds like an excellent idea. So, you pull a gun. Give me an agility check, difficulty 5. Try to do it without him noticing.
Please. Nope.
Nothing doing. All right, he sees it, and he pulls a piece, and then he runs straight at you and grabs you.
Can I agility my way out of that?
You can try to dodge him.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. So you can try to just get the hell away from him before
Yeah.
he grabs you. Sure. Give me an agility check, difficulty 5.
No, he's got me.
All right. So he grabs you and just like pins you and like puts a gun to your head.
Do I notice that yet?
Well, I mean,
How
I
much
did
do you
yell.
like your hot dog? Give me an observation check. Well, no, you yelled out.
I did.
You know. All of you know what's going on.
Can I use spend a grit to ask what would threaten this person?
Excellent question. Let me see what his threat is. What else is here? All right. So you can tell immediately his first move was to establish dominance. Right. So this guy's all about the power plays. So if you can threaten his like control of the situation, that will give you an edge.
I see my friend Heather, the shrewd reporter, who I like and respect. And
All right, wise guys. And you try something. What color's your hair?
Brown.
And the brunette gets it.
Has he noticed me?
That's an excellent question. Are you approaching stealthily? Or are you trying to like move
Well,
around?
I'm talking to my friend, and I'm sort of like,
Oscar, the hot dog guy. Oh yeah, and you're pulling the gun as well.
It's
Real,
under the
real
car.
sneaky like. So
Behind the
See,
hot dog.
don't do anything. Just pretend like it's not here. Pretend
uh-huh.
like he's not here.
Oscar, like he's done his shit before, so he's like, he gives you a napkin to put over the gun.
I'm like,
Hey.
how far away am I?
You take care of him, all right?
Well, can you just like chuck one more on my hands?
Sure. Here,
Just mustard.
that's a double sausage for you.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so I
He buys you a mustard bottle as well.
I
It's like, get
take
him with
the
this.
Take the sandwiches in this,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like just
All right.
walking. I'm just gonna go stroll by.
So give me a agility check, difficulty 5, because this guy's like he's looking
Yeah.
for anybody who's reacting in a way that is not
what
holy
can I
shit, someone
use?
just pulled a gun.
What can I use to give me more dice?
Someone can help him
Do
by
I
making distraction.
do I see
Anybody
him
got better
sneaking
agility
past?
than
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna do.
I make eyes at my friend.
Uh-huh.
Cop. Give a little nod.
So I've got my piece on it.
Mhm.
Why do you think I care about the brunette? If I shoot her, I get you as well.
All right. Sure. So you're keeping him busy. So take advantage.
Yeah.
Because she's like.
But grit.
Grit. You can roll it after the roll if you need it.
So I'm actually gonna I'm gonna shoot his hand. So he's here, like this.
Oh, damn.
To here.
All right. Well, first make the agility to see if he doesn't notice you, because we haven't done that yet.
I got 1.
Cool.
5, that is.
Yep. Okay. So you get the chance to do like one thing before he notices you,
Let's shoot his hand.
and it better be good. All right. Cool. So let's talk about a confrontation.
Oh, this is a rule? We didn't talk
This
about
is a new rule. So when it's like a straight up fist fight or just a minor battle against someone or other, you just usually resolve it in one brawl check. You just punch a guy or whatever, shoot a guy. It's fine. When you've got, I don't know, a situation where a hitman has one of you grabbed and is putting a gun to her head, then it's slightly more serious. So, at this point, you can take 3 approaches to build a die pool to resolve a final confrontation. So these approaches are based upon your primary attributes. So, if you guys weren't sitting all the way over there, I'd show you a diagram, but as it is, let me just bring it up. So you get to take 3 approaches. 1 observation, 1 agility, 1 muscle, and 1 education. And he will be, and there's 3 approaches in each, he will be weak to 2 of those. Right? If you pick the ones he's weak to, you get bonus dice. If you pick both he's weak to, the final check is easier. Right? So, everyone following this so far?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just the 3 observation.
There's 12 total.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 3 for each attribute.
Okay.
So, the options for observation are... someone can write this down, because you'll probably have to refer back to it. Are to find... Let me just bring it up to make sure I don't make any mistakes. Okay, so you can search your environment for something you can use. You can be vigilant against like a surprise attack. You can find an opening if he's like guarding. Education, you can strategize. So find a strategic way to approach it. You can bluff him, or you can stall him. With muscle, you can assault him, you can hold the line, or you can break his guard. With agility, you can distract him, you can evade, or you can hide. So let me just pick what he's going to be weak to.
So what was the thing?
What was that?
His dominance.
Was it assault?
Hold the line. Break guard.
So we want to show that essentially we're not scared of him.
Uh-huh. So, let me just see what he
Or
is.
we want to show that he's in control. Then that'll let his guard down.
Yeah. Like, you can play it the opposite way. Like, you can use his
Ooh.
control against him. Right? You
Yeah.
can make him think he's in control and subvert it that way.
If
Yeah,
you guys
follow
can
this
make him,
route.
I'm just some guy walking with a hot dog. If you can make him think he's in control of the situation and I'm not a part of it, then that'll give me an advantage.
So stall.
So,
But he's not.
the other thing is, so like, one person can't make multiple checks. Right? So each person needs like, so the 3 of them and 3 different people have to do it. I'd say you probably have to make one,
Yeah.
given where you are,
Yeah.
the situation you're in. But that means so 3 of you can take the actions, and then 2 of you can help with some of those actions. Because it's 5 of you.
Well,
So,
I want to take an
I have
agility
picked
action.
what he's weak to. Why don't you guys tell me how you approach this situation?
I am still sitting on the bench waiting for Lorelei to come in my nice suit.
Oh, you just
Sipping coffee.
you're just
And
like
you're just like
across the street.
reaching into your pocket for your nastiest
Nothing
crystal.
weird's
Yeah.
going on.
That's not a bad place to be and a bad thing to be doing.
So-
'cause he's probably here for the same reason.
Yeah. So, you, and I'm gonna say because you like snuck up on him, if you take one of the actions, you'll get advantage on him because you got like an edge on him. So what happens? This guy, he grabs you, puts a gun to your head, and he yells for you like, not try anything, or the brunette gets it. People just like scatter. So the crowd in the park, people like in the cafe, they just retreat inside the cafe, or they just like get the hell out of Dodge. There's screaming, there's people running. What do you do?
Okay, so if we're trying to play into his feeling like he's in control, I might do a stall and play into a, like damsel in distress. Please do anything to make sure he doesn't shoot me. I'm too young to die. I don't want this to be the end of my life. I promise they'll cooperate, and I'll just run that for a while.
If he kills me, I can't write a story on this.
I'm never gonna be a world famous
All right.
journalist if I die now.
Okay, so give me. So stall is education.
Mm-hmm.
So the difficulty for this confrontation across the board is 4.
Okay.
So, he does have one of you hostage, so maybe it should be a bit higher than that. Let's make it 5. Give me an education check, difficulty 5. And if you have any grit, this will be a great time to use it.
I'm gonna use my grit.
Sounds great.
Grit is a reroll, isn't it?
I thought
It's
grit
add
is
a
an
die.
extra,
Oh, okay.
and it does absolutely nothing for me.
Big old nothing.
Big ol'
Can
nothing.
anyone... Alright, so decide who else is going to take an action, because someone else might be able to help her with this.
I'm gonna yell out from the cafe. You leave that broad alone.
That'll do.
Just no, egg him on instead.
Hey, that's
Nice.
something. All right, so you got a partial success.
Mhm.
And that means for your final roll, So you're building a die pool, and right now from partial you have shift +1 on your result, but 0 dice.
Oh yeah.
So you're doing well so far. Shift +1. Who's next? So the guy you scream out. You say, "Please, oh no, let me go. I'm too young," etc. And the guy just chokes you and says, "Quiet." Now we're gonna take this real slow, and no one's gonna try anything, right? Who's next?
I'm kind of hanging back, just going. I can observe and look for an opening, and then quickly yell.
Opening. Sure. All right. Give me
Yell.
Give me a distraction.
Give me an
Distraction.
I look at you.
Yeah.
Go, nod.
Yeah. Distraction.
So you finding an opening?
Distract
No,
is in.
I'll do a
distracting?
distraction.
Distracts and agility, and you only
Can he
get
find the
one.
opening that I can take advantage of?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Find
kind
the
of how this
opening.
works.
Okay. I
Yeah.
will. And then.
All right. So, the guy, he's busy holding on to her. He's keeping an eye out on everything. He's definitely trying to be defensive. So, finding an opening gets advantage.
Oh, cool.
Give me an observation check, difficulty 5. What do you got?
Nothing.
Difficulty 5, isn't that that 1 5?
that doesn't count. That one
He's
didn't
got
roll that.
3,
I've
2,
got.
1, 1.
I've got.
So, nothing?
Do you have any grit?
No,
You got any grit on you?
I got no grit. It's not
Uh,
a game with no grit.
Can anyone help with this?
Yeah, and what do
I'd
I have?
probably help. Do you want to take the last section, yeah?
Well, this is all building up to me trying to do the thing.
Yeah,
So-
Alex, you ain't getting out of this one alive.
I will help.
All right.
He put the sauce bottle in my hand, didn't he?
You've got the sauce bottle.
Can I take an action in preparation for another action? For that final action?
Why don't we see what happens with this one first, and then we'll see what happens.
6.
All
Other
right.
partials or what?
Yeah.
So you've got shift +2.
We need a
And
die.
0 dice. So you need to get a dice, at least a full success on this check. Now, so what is it you wanted to do exactly?
In
Assault.
the
Because
lead up to the
you've
action,
already
or my
got
action?
advantage on his check.
Yeah, look, I just want to. I just want to shoot his hand with the gun. He's
Absolutely.
like this, you know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can, that'll
So
clear her head and.
yeah, so you cry out, and he chokes you to shut you up, and you take his attention for a moment. You see where he's looking. He's looking in a particular direction, and motion to him to approach from a particular angle, and you dart around, ketchup bottle in hand, ready to strike.
No, that was just so as a pre-action. I was
Yep.
if I have a pre-action,
Sure.
then I'm gonna squirt the ketchup bottle in his eyes. But if I don't have a pre-action, then I'm just gonna shoot his hand.
Surely
Like
that
you
would
do,
be, that would be assault,
it's all the
right?
same thing, right? So either you can either play it as a distract, and it's like ketchup in the eye, and I'm gonna get you, or you can just straight up assault him.
I think maybe ketchup in the eye might give her an option to escape if I fail on the shot. So I'm gonna do
Yep.
that.
All right. So you sneak up. You go around the guy,
It's
the
not
statue.
ketchup. It's mustard. Remember, I asked for extra mustard.
Extra mustard. It is mustard, and that's gonna be spicy in his eye. It's gonna ouch. That's gonna nasty. So, yeah, you squeeze around the statue's butt, and look at the scene. You find the opening created by your friend, and dart forward, squirting that ketchup as you run.
Yeah.
Give me an agility check, difficulty 5 with advantage.
Do I get a shift on this, or is that for the last action?
No, that's just for the final thing. Let me just remember what his. Okay, cool.
I got 1 6 and 1 4.
You got any grit on you?
Of course I do. I've got 2. Can I use both?
No, but you can use one.
No.
So, you've got no dice with shift +3. This is what we call a bad result. So, you come in with the sauce bottle, and the guy, he sees you at the last moment, and he turns the gun on you and opens fire. You, if you had your gun in your hand, you might be able to defend yourself.
I do have my gun in my hand.
Yeah, but you're using a sauce bottle right now. He catches you with a bullet.
I had the gun here and
Yeah,
the sauce bottle
but
here.
you have no dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't go well for you.
I'm
That's the
like,
problem.
whoa, sausages.
Yeah, you try to fire your gun, and instead mustard just goes everywhere. The bullet catches you like in the rib. You're like, ugh, and you stagger to your feet. It says, "I told you not to try anything." And then he like fires a bit into the air and starts dragging you away. So, yeah, he like. Bye. So he cracks you on the head to make sure you don't like try anything funny. And in the days, you get dragged off. A lot of you try to like. Well, you can't. He just shot your friend, and he's got your other friend, and you guys don't have any way to approach him. So he forces you into the car, and then just like drives off with you.
I'm a hostage.
You're a hostage. You are very much a hostage.
So that's not going to take a short amount of time for him to drag her from the middle of a park to a car. Because he was sitting
No,
on
it's
a
going
bench
to
in
take
the
a hot
middle of
minute.
a park.
It's going to take a hot minute, but that's like the outcome of this confrontation.
Okay.
Because like he's established.
So we're paralyzed in fear or pain.
Yeah, that's kind of how this rolls out. Yeah, the way it works is you take. Well, you've been shot, so you're not feeling
I'm
great.
talking about me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm
So,
state of shock.
the outcomes are. So people mark 3 statuses, and you're at their mercy. So that's no good. Okay, so you're in bad shape. You're in bad shape. The rest of you, you're like, shit's gone real bad. So as you get driven away, the rest of you, what do you do?
Do we get
Well,
the plates?
I want to remind everyone, we do not pay medical bills for any injury on action. That is a policy of the detective agency.
All right. So
Yeah, can I like?
yeah,
do we get
definitely
the
get the
plates?
plates.
Okay.
No problem, because this was in broad daylight,
Alright.
basically. And like after a couple of minutes, the cops show up and try to figure out what happened at the scene, but you're already long gone by then.
Look around. Did you see the girl anywhere? Did you see the girl? Did we see the girl? Is it 6?
It's getting on 6. Like he was
6.
definitely.
She might still come.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
like 5:30.
I say running towards our car or the motorcycle.
I'm just I'm
I'll
just
give
an
you a hand.
observer for you guys.
I'll give you a
Alright. What do I have to roll?
You're looking for the girl, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you know vaguely what she looks like. The difficulty is going to be 4.
Okay, then I got 2.
2, cool. So, like, as the police arrive and let's start taping off the scene and questioning people, etc., you notice in the crowd a Lorelei. Like, she's dressed in clothes that seem like they're a bit worn out at this point, and she's holding the hand of a young boy.
Right,
Like,
right, yeah,
yay
she's
tall.
over here. She's right there. Right there. That one.
Who wants to jump on this bike with me?
All right, I jump on the back of the bike.
Cool.
Good
I
luck,
throw
guys.
my keys at you guys.
I don't catch.
All right.
Okay. So the two of you going after the.
Yeah, we just want
Yeah.
to find out where he's going.
All right.
I don't want to confront him again. He's obviously a seasoned hitman, and I'm fucked up. But we got to know where our friend is.
Sure.
And if he was gonna shoot her, he would have shot her. There's something else he wants here.
Yeah. So you. Sounds like you're tailing him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep. So give me.
Oh, no, tails okay.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So give me a agility check, difficulty 4,
Except
because
you're at
like
minus
you have
3.
him in
So
straight
do you want me
sight.
to do
It's
the
gonna be
check?
hard for him to get away from you.
What, you go to agility?
Well, you're at minus 3. I've got
All right,
2
I'm gonna
agility.
help you by saying, this is how you ride the bike.
Yeah. So there's no subtlety here. Like he's tearing down the road, you're going after him, and each of you is trying to keep track of the other one. And as you like go between the lanes of traffic, how do you roll?
Difficulty, what was it
Difficulty
again?
is 4.
1 success. So,
One success.
partial.
All right. So, well, no, it's tail. So you get to find out
Oh,
where he
yeah.
goes.
Yeah, I find out where they go. Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually, the car rolls up and it goes to like the outer side of town, where in the distance you see like this mansion on a hill and this great gate in front of it, and the gate grinds open at the car's approach and goes.
Are there any
through.
like big P's for Petrucci anywhere?
Yeah, and as the gate swings shut, the big golden P is on either side of it.
Alright. Like, I'm guessing we don't make the gate.
No.
So, I, like, screech the bike to a
and
halt.
a couple of burly men at the gate.
Yeah, we peel off. Get over there.
Alright, we out? Okay.
Yeah, a couple of burly men at the gate.
And
Say,
then we just lay
whatever
it.
you want, turn right around and keep going.
We don't even stay around long enough to hear it.
Uh-huh.
We're out of there. And I'm driving to hospital.
I can do
That seems
Reiki.
like a great idea.
I can do Reiki healing if you want to come back to the park.
Yeah, we should get back and see Dusty. He's got to insert some crystals in this
Oh,
hole.
yeah. Oh, we take you to doctors.
I don't know. I don't trust doctors. Not like I do Dusty.
Dusty's got it where it counts.
I'm afraid of hospitals. All right.
Okay, so, meanwhile, at the park, you find Lorelei. And she, is just looking at the scene, being like, what the fuck happened here? Can I say that word? Okay, cool. She,
Right.
doesn't make you, because,
She's-
there's a lot going on, and...
I'll just go to please.
Well, alright, I'm gonna go up to her then.
Cool.
I'm gonna pull her out of the crowd, and
Oh yeah, she,
Wait,
starts
she's
as you approach her.
rushing-
It's like, who are you?
She's got to know that it's.
No, okay, so your disguise is good enough to be, from behind, if
Mhm.
I
Okay.
mistake you, but if you're approaching her,
I'm your father's twin brother.
very different looking twin brother. It's like,
No,
who are you?
we're a friend of your father's. He's been recently caught up in some
Bullet-related activity.
bullet-related
He got a
activity.
bit of lead poisoning.
My God, what happened? Yeah, so
So
imagine
much.
you sit her
Yeah.
down at the cafe and just explain the situation to her.
Mhm.
It's like, this was never meant to happen. The child with her just stays silent and his eyes downcast the whole time.
Who's
Why
the
don't you
kid?
try and tell us what was meant to happen?
He was meant to get us out of the city. It wasn't meant to go like this.
And why do you need to leave?
Well, you see this kid? That's Leo Petrucci.
Oh, shit.
Ah.
You don't know what it's like in there, in that house. His mother, she almost died before she ran away. Didn't take Leo with her. Caesar, he's a monster. I got to know the kid. I saw what was happening. I got him out of there quick as I could, quiet as I could, but, well, he wasn't going to take that line down. I've moved from place to place, trying to stay out of the way, trying to stay unseen, but I can't get out of here on my own. So I asked my father to help me. He said he'd find a way out. He said he had someone who could get us some identities, some papers, to start over somewhere else. I guess I didn't quite pull through.
You can say that again.
Oh, shit.
Well, yeah, your dad's got alive, by the way. Probably should have told you that.
That's
that
something,
one.
but they're still after us.
Well, I feel like we should probably get it to a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a lot of you, you find some dingy motel somewhere. Not the one her father was shot in.
By the way, yeah.
And put her up for the night. And as the case closes, the scene is of Lorelei just in the seedy motel, looking out the window. The camera shoots her expression looking outside. The window crosses, and then on the opposite side, it's Heather, just tied to a chair, and Caesar Petrucci, just wiping his hands, saying, "So, tell me what you know about my son."
You have a son?
And then the camera cuts.
Caught in a grip of terror with no way out, left to flap like useless flesh in a wafting breeze. Our heroes have hit rock bottom with no apparent means of escape. Surely ritual suicide is their only option. Find out next week in our second and final episode of Grace Owls. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to stay abreast of all future releases from Tabletop Dynasties.